everybody. Welcome into the Couch Potato Sports Show. It is me, Sonny Clark, the hardest working man in sports radio, as we're here on our Sunday morning tradition that continues on into our 16th season. By the time we're all said and done with the NFL season, it'll be 17 years right here on the couch. That's more than Mike and Mike, by the way. You know, when they did their stint, you know, that's even longer than them. Yeah, that's right. That's just how, I don't know. I don't want to say that's how good we are, but that's how long we've lasted, I guess, is the best way to say it. But that being said, someone's in the green room early. He was here before I was. Yeah. The one, the only, and he damn near 2 times picked every single game. He missed the second time by 1 game, that being you. Good morning there. How's good to see you, my friend. You're early. What'd you do? Wake up and decide, hey, we might as well go and get the show going?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been one hell of a week, let me tell you.
Yeah. Speaking of that, your wife came home on Tuesday of this past week, right? Or
no, she came home a week from yesterday.
A week from what
Actually, no, a week from today.
Okay.
A week ago today.
Okay, so Saturday night,
Tuesday,
because I was going to come and see her after the show on Sunday, and I was going and see how she was doing and check in on you and all that good stuff. So
she came home a week ago today. Then Tuesday. Well, I don't know, really, but we have one of our dogs was diagnosed with cancer a few months ago. We ended up having to put him down on Wednesday because he was not doing well. Tuesday night, I had a kidney stone. and then yesterday, I got a call from my son and his wife. My son had something stuck in his throat and he couldn't get it out, so he had to go to the ER. And so I had to go sit with him in the hospital for 3 hours yesterday.
Geez, they might as well brought you out a cot and said, why don't you just lay right here for the next week? You know, Now, I know about the heart hospital. My dad was in the heart hospital. And actually, you were in the building next to the heart hospital when I went and seen you on that picture that you absolutely hate and I absolutely love. So, you know, there you go.
It was like 7 or 8 years ago, I think that was.
Yeah, it's like, damn. I mean, geez, you know. Here, I'm gonna knock on some wood. I haven't had too many, that I have to worry about.
Yeah,
so
that hospital. I think we have frequent flyer miles.
Yeah, you go in. They go, hey Jim, how's it going?
Yeah, first name basis is not a good thing, right?
Not really. You know, when you really kind of look at it, first name basis at a hospital, it kind of makes you worry that they know you too well. And by the way, I don't think being at a hospital is the place to be when you're sick. I don't know. It's just something about it makes me yeah. Now, Trey McLean, the only Podfather is not going to be with us. He is listening today. He is on what do you call it? A camping trip. And Joe Boo's Voodoo, right here. She's watching up. By the way, Joe Boo, that's the wife, my wife there. So she's right there. And so that being said,
thank you, Cheryl. Thank you, Cheryl.
So that being said, and of course there's the Joe Boo. I had to put her up a little, she wanted a crown because she was leading, so I had to give her a crown, and then of course the football, and then the purse that Joe Boo holds right there. So had to put that together for her, so make her feel good, because her fall from grace is about ready to happen. Yes, I know. Yeah, I just said it. She is gonna have the fall from grace with her picks, and everybody has that week where you get 3 or 4, and and I've just happened to have it twice, but that's another story for another day. But that being said, it is a pink.
It is pink.
It is pink.
Come on.
I don't know. That's the best that I could do. But anyway, that being said, interesting week though last week, as far as some of the picks, as far as Monday Night Football, and I kind of talked about this on Friday night with the Podfather while we had him for a little bit, and I want to ask you, yeah. You might anybody can surprise anybody. You might pick them all this week, which is but that's how it is. Yeah.
Oh, he's Podfather.
Yeah, I'm sure he's heading to church. I think he told me he was on a camping trip. This guy's so full of it.
He needs Sonny.
I can smell him all the way here in Arizona from
Podfather needs some church music. That's what he needs.
Yeah, definitely.
By the way, that is? Do you know what that is? Church music?
No. What?
Dude, it's a beer.
Oh,
it's called church music. It's a hazy IPA, and it's made by a brewery in Tempe. The best beer I've ever had.
Really?
And you know me, I drink a lot.
And the nerve of you're I'm actually offended. Look up there. What? That's.
Yes, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Hey, Barrio makes a great beer. Hipsterville is very good.
Yes. By the way,
that's my go-to.
When I did like a little preview of the show that was going to happen on Friday, someone was drinking that. I was walking around and I took, talking to people and the thing, and they had that as well. So, but
and that's what I drank when Todd and I joined you. That's what I had.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So definitely. Look who's here. I don't know if I should even bring him in after that nonsense.
Bring him in because I want to slam the dude.
Yeah. All right. Bring him in. Right. The thing that he's forgotten who that guy is because he's not doing it anymore. But I got news for you. He's the same. There's nothing that's changed. You are that guy, so don't even try to bother. Good to see you, though, Podfather, this morning.
And he was camping.
Going on, my friend?
It doesn't look like he's
camping. I'm not camping. I'm actually going to church. Back when I didn't have a car for a little bit, one of my coworkers was taking me to work, every day. And he said, the one way I can pay him back is go to his church one day. So I figured Cowboys got to buy this week. Might as well make use of it while I can. And
is it cloudy there? You might strike me soon. Yeah.
it is not, but it is not cloudy at all. There's like barely any clouds. But I know once I walk in there, it's going to be hot. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. He's going to be sweating like a whore in church.
Right. Like the week after the weekend I have, that could happen.
Yeah, and you might get the lightning strike even with the clear sky. You never know. I mean, he does miraculous things. Anyway, good morning, Podfather. Good to see you. By the way, guys, I
Duval.
I had to get that in because I actually forgot to play that last week. So, but that being said, we got to give some props out to my people. And that's capital M-I, my, and people, capital P-E-E-P-L-E. My people has been so good that you saw our posters that we put out, but she has not stopped yet. Guys, I want you, and I'm going to use these within the week. They have been so great as far as putting that out. Isn't that about as cool as it gets? I mean, that's us in a cartoon. Heck, even Jim looks good. Look at him.
Hey, I actually have hair.
Yeah, you have hair. So yeah. and then this one will be. This is the what's that show that's been on forever? Simpsons. Eyes. Yeah, the Simpsons faces, and then just a regular one here with us. I love this picture.
I look better without hair, but that's okay.
But then this one right here, this one might be my favorite. But Cuervo, I don't think he likes his picture. And then
I-
then another one. Oh, wait, did I put this one up? I might have had that. No, that's just a little bit different. But here's my favorite one, guys. It's the bobbleheads. The bobbleheads. This is
I
my
like that.
favorite one right
There
here.
you go. Yeah.
So we're gonna put that in, and we're gonna use those. And my people, thank you, my people, for doing this kind of stuff. And she makes us look better than we really are, which is wonderful. I'm getting close to getting this like completely white. Watch out, guys! And I'm looking forward to it because that's what I want. I want the bear. I hate the dark and the gray. So, but anyway. Enough about our looks because that's enough to scare anybody, at Halloween, not needing any kind of mask and stuff. But yeah, that is hilarious. Those pictures are just hilarious. But we don't need masks on, and I can be Santa on Halloween, so it worked out pretty good. A drunken Santa with no beard. But all right, so let's go back now. I want to, and by the way, just. I'm going to lay this out for the father. All right. I want to ask Obi some questions without you hopping in because it's about your Dallas Cowboys. So don't you hop in. But the Dallas Cowboys, I just want to talk about them a little bit here because I want somebody else's opinion about what we talked about on Friday. If we were together, we might have came to fisticuffs. It was wonderful. It tells you how good the show is. But that being said, the Dallas Cowboys, they go out and they make a move before trade deadline. Okay? And they go out and they contact the Bengals. Okay? Now, do they contact the Bengals to how do you say it, to get a good player? No, they contact the Bengals and end up with, now I know who he is. He's not a superstar, but and I'm not even going to say he doesn't have any talent. I won't do that. But I'm saying you're the Dallas Cowboys. Trey Hendrickson is the man you want on your football team. Now, that being said, we know someone contacted somebody. It was probably the Dallas Cowboys. But the fact that Trey Hendrickson was not even part of the plan or the talks kind of makes me sick. Now, that also being said, I put in the room about another, what happened, someone by the name of, what's his name? The insider, Schefter.
Adam Schefter.
If that being said, so this is my question to you, Obi. If the Dallas Cowboys reached out to try to get Trey Hendrickson, don't you think that we would have heard that from one Adam Schefter or any of the other insiders? We'll just use Schefter. Don't you think we would have heard about the conversations about that?
I would say yes and no. I'm going to say.
Don't say no. No. If you say no, that means we're both right, and I don't want that.
I said yes. And no. I said yes and no. The reason why I say no is because there's a certain guy who owns the Dallas Cowboys who has deep pockets.
Yeah.
Now, Sam, is a conspiracy theorist in me say, hey, maybe they did reach out and ask about Trey Hendrickson, but Jerry Jones asked everyone and anyone who could be anything, that reports, hey, don't say anything. And not, don't put it out there that we reached out to ask about Trey Hendrickson. Okay, well, my question is, if they're looking for that defensive guy, which obviously we all know that the Dallas Cowboys defense is really bad.
Yes.
No way.
Why didn't they inquire and give a call to Las Vegas and ask for a certain Mr. Max Crosby?
Well, they did.
Oh, they did? Okay.
Right. And by the way, the Raiders told Max Crosby he was going nowhere. Period. In the story.
Okay. Well,
so that's the reason why that fell off
Chris,
the wayside.
Sonny, money talks. Money
Yeah.
talks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
mean, it's one of those things where everybody says all the right things,
Mm-hmm.
but money talks.
Yep. Bullshit
If there's a
walks.
if there's a certain if there's a certain price that Max Crosby's looking for, his agent, and do you really think that he wants to be a Raider? I mean, is there something? Because obviously, us being on the outside, I don't see anything going on with the Raiders. I see a quarterback in the Raiders and Geno Smith really struggling, and another
That's
quarterback
understatement.
who's playing hurt. And why are they doing that?
Yes.
Carson Wentz, a few weeks ago, played hurt during a game. He's out for the season now. Now, is that going to happen to Geno Smith? I think if the Raiders are thinking, and I hate to say this, they hope to God, yeah. Because Geno Smith, when he comes out on the field, does not give them an opportunity to win the game. He's making too many mistakes. I'm trying to figure out what Podfather is doing because he's making all weird noises.
I know. That's why I muted him.
Okay.
And when his camera gets set again, he's driving, so he can't grab his phone. So
Anyway,
and get it back.
So I'm going to say, yes, I think that everyone who has we're going to say a pulse on the NFL and each team's activities, i.e. like Adam Schefter, all these other guys, they know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
They know who's contacting who.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is it the NFL? Is it Dictator Goodell saying, "Hey, don't be reporting anything. We want to keep this under the hush hush and blah 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 blah." But then the Cowboys go out and get this guy. Who?
Yeah. Who? Well, I knew who he was. I'll admit I knew who he was. But again, not the guy that makes a difference on your football team in reality. If you're the Dallas Cowboys and if you want to make a splash, and come on, let's be honest, that's what Jerry lives for, a splash. And in the media and people talking about his Dallas Cowboys, you don't do it with this guy.
What are they going to do? I mean, do the Cowboys really are they? I'm going to ask Podfather this.
Okay, I'll unmute him for this since it's.
I think I already know his answer. Podfather, after this is week 10, week 11, are the Dallas Cowboys today, right now? Are the Dallas Cowboys contenders or pretenders?
They're neither. They suck.
They're not even.
I mean, at least a pretender can make you think that they have a chance. I mean, look.
Okay, but pretender, contender, or hell no, not a chance in hell.
The third option. The one thing that Sonny forgot to mention is the fact that Dallas did go out and get a good defensive player in Quentin Williams. Now, a big part of that is, look, you got what you got from the Bengals, who is the worst defense in the league, which I can't believe there's a team worse than the Cowboys on defense, but they are. And maybe a change of scenery, for the guy will be the best thing. Who knows? I don't know. I mean, it's worked for a lot of players, not everybody though. Look, do I agree that money talks in this league? Sure. But I also think that maybe the Bengals looked at Jerry and says, we're not trading our guy. He's still under contract with us. We're still going to work this thing out with him. We don't want to deal him. What else we got? Well, we got this guy. All right. Well, at least I'm doing something. I mean, look, the Eagles make moves all the time, right? The Eagles make moves all the damn time. Not every move matters. But they're making moves. That's what Dallas is trying to do, stay in the conversation and making moves. Now, they later made a bigger move with the Jets and got Quentin Williams, which that was a guy they were kind of targeting at the beginning of the season. Once the Jets realized they don't have a season this year like the Cowboys are realizing, they cut bait with them. And at least they're not getting part-time players. They're not getting guys who are going to be out of here next year, unless they're traded. So I give them credit for at least doing something. They did something to do something, for sure. Now, are they contending this year? No. Next year, we'll see. The year after that, we'll see after that. I mean, again, this year is such a crapshoot. They have no defense. Their offense is good when they want to be. They don't have a role. They still don't have a true running game, I don't believe. And
Well, I think they do.
Well, I know you do, but you're also an idiot. But the thing, I'm at church right now. I can be hit by lightning. But
Going to church.
Yeah.
Look,
Hey,
look,
so-
look. As all of us who want to be fans of our team and want them to do something this year, this moment, this instant, right now, clearly the Cowboys can't do that right now. They're 3-5-1. How they got 3 wins, I'll never know. But they got them. How they tied the Packers, I'll never know. But they did. So their schedule ahead of them this year, they still got the Chiefs, still got the Chargers, still got the Lions. They still got hell to pay here. I mean, plus they got 2 teams that they beat earlier in the year, and the Commanders and the Giants. They don't want revenge. So yeah, I think
they win those 2 games.
They might,
Cowboys,
but then again,
they'll win against the Commanders and Giants
Oh.
because the Commanders, they no Jaden Daniels, the Giants, no Cam Scatterbo. The Giants, I mean, the Giants need to have a running game to support Jackson Dart.
Absolutely.
And when you don't have that, Jackson Dart is not good enough right now to win games by himself.
Absolutely.
And the Commanders aren't good enough to win games. The Commanders aren't good enough to win games without Jaden Daniels.
Obi, but here's the thing, though. It's this defense they're talking about. This defense let the Cardinals' 3rd and 4th string running backs run all over them.
Right.
Okay. I mean, you don't think Geno Smith is not chopping at the bit for next week's game against the Cowboys to get right? I mean, come on. I mean, the Raiders.
And as if he's healthy.
If he's healthy, if he's not healthy, I mean, he's got a better chance of at least showing something against this defense. Because again, anybody who wants to catch a ball out there, it's not hard to do against the Cowboys. They play prevent defense pretty fucking bad. They're playing 10 yards off the ball from their defenders. Deron Bland, I mean, he's tripping over his contract or something because he ain't the same player he was a year ago, a little 2 years ago. And we didn't talk about Trayvon today. He's not even on the field anymore. So, this team is. Hey, look, defensively, this team is shot. Yeah, this team is shot defensively right now. So what do? They went and they made trades for 2 defenders, for 2 defensive guys to help something. And now maybe they're trade bait for next year to get a better pick. I don't know. I mean, it's all going to be based on how they play this year with this team, and given the fact this team currently sucks on defense, maybe it's an improvement. But proof's in the pudding right now. They got a week off to figure all this shit out, figure out what they're going to do, and then we'll go from there. But
do I think my father?
The Raiders. I'm glad you were listening.
No, I just spaced it. I heard it. I just spaced it.
Yeah.
No, because I had a comment about that, and then I let you guys go, and then I forgot. That my short-term memories right there. But that being said, what I was thinking, how bad with Geno Smith and the Raiders wanting to start him? How bad does Kenny Pickett gotta be that you're going to play Geno Smith hurt over a healthy Kenny Pickett? Now, granted, neither one of these guys are worth writing home to mama about in reality. But I give me Kenny Pickett over Geno Smith, regardless of health, and then add on the fact that he is not healthy. Still give me Kenny, and they're going to start this guy. So listen, I don't claim to be the smartest one about that, but I'm going to tell you, starting Geno Smith next week would be the dumbest thing that they could possibly do in reality, because as bad as the Dallas defense is, they could get to Geno Smith.
Can they?
I think they can, because Geno's just that. His decision making is first of all, is the reason why he got hurt. Okay, not getting rid of the ball in a timely fashion, holding on to it, trying to make something out of nothing that's going to come that way. His decision making is the reason why he's hurt. So that being said, the Dallas Cowboys with their new pickup, come next week, he's going to be in the lineup. That Williams cap that they Jets, he'll be all over him. And
Well,
so
let me
that's.
well, Sonny, also, let me ask you a question. Who's a better quarterback, Geno Smith or Caleb Williams?
Caleb Williams by a friggin' mile.
Because Caleb Williams had his way against the Dallas defense. I mean,
yeah, but Geno Smith. Okay.
I
was talking to Obi about this. Okay. All right. Simple fact of the matter is, last week I got beat up because I was trying to make a point about Caleb Williams getting his ass kicked and then turning around and becoming the guy that shows up for the next game to get the win, which by the way he did. Okay, to throw him some stones and get him, sometimes an ass kick. I don't know how many times Obi beat the hell out of me, and I came back and I didn't win the next week, but I did better. So that being said, you have to have a guy that has got to be able to go in and do what Caleb Williams is 10 times better than Geno Smith. 10 times. So,
but the thing is, and I'm sure we all three can agree, and as a quarterback in the NFL, not that any of us are ever quarterbacks in the NFL, to be a seasoned pro in this league, it takes the heartaches and the heartbreaks and the horse shit and everything you have to go through to get there. Geno Smith's gone through that, whether it was in Seattle, whether it's with the Raiders. I mean, he's gone along with his current coach, Pete Carroll, for a long time, and Carroll seems to really trust him, which might question most of his judgment. But the thing is he a bad quarterback? I don't think he's a bad quarterback. Is he a great quarterback? Oh hell no.
Whoa, stop. Before I mute you, I'll mute you, but stop. Don't say Geno Smith is a good quarterback because he's not. I mean, are you watching the games? And if you are, do you have the blinders on when you watch Geno Smith? He's not a good quarterback. And he's had 2 good years. He had 2 good years in Seattle. And that's
not what he said. He said,
yeah, he did.
Is Geno Smith a bad quarterback? No. Is Geno Smith a great quarterback? He said no. That's what he said.
But that is also that doesn't mean that where he wants to put him as he's a good quarterback.
No, that's not what he said.
He's a serviceable quarterback. That's what he is.
He's average. He's
average. He's average with
say he's average, but okay, maybe I misheard.
He's average.
This guy sucks.
Sonny.
Let's stop sugar. No, my show. Let's stop sugarcoating this, okay? I'm tired of it, okay? When a guy sucks, he sucks. Kyler Murray sucks. Geno Smith sucks. Okay, all right. So if you want to make it sweet and make it, we don't want to look.
No one's doing that, Sonny. You're making a horse's ass out of yourself doing that. You know that?
No,
you're truly making a horse's ass out of yourself doing that because here's the thing: you don't listen to us because you're stuck in your head how things should really be. Here's the thing: he's a serviceable quarterback on a very below average team. Okay, you're going to get what you're going to get out of Geno Smith because of the players. Based on defense, he isn't catch passes for Geno Smith. He has no one on that team except for Ashton Genty, who's a rookie, by the way, to actually do anything in this league that's serviceable enough to be a winner. Now, Geno, unfortunately, bad place, bad timing, and unfortunately, makes him have a bad career. Okay, because people like you who will sit there and pass judgment on the guy, not knowing the entire situation that he's playing under. You're just going to sit there and poke holes at him. That's great. Look, there are quarterbacks out there that truly do suck. Kyler Murray, one of those guys. Clearly,
Geno Smith, another one.
Again, it's all about whatever Sonny wants to talk about. Guys, I'm going to go to church and go pray to Jesus for Sunday.
Yeah, you need to pray. You need to pray for forgiveness for even thinking Geno Smith is serviceable. Okay, so go pray for forgiveness for that thought.
Time out, Obi. Is he serviceable? Yes or no?
At times, yes.
There you go. That's all I'm saying.
At times, yes. Serviceable.
But he'll agree with you, but he won't agree with me.
No, I don't agree with him on that either. He's not serviceable. He's proved it. He sucks. He should. And by the way, Kenny Pickett should be starting next week instead of Geno Smith because Kenny Pickett is better and Kenny Pickett is serviceable. This guy should have been washed out of the NFL a couple of years ago. He got lucky that him and Pete Carroll in Seattle was working, but they also had a defense up there too.
Sonny, you just contradicted yourself.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You said earlier. This is what you said. This is exactly what you said. Geno Smith playing hurt last week, sucking. How bad does that tell you Kenny Pickett is?
I know, but what I'm
but
saying
then you just
is
said
he's just better than
Kenny
Pickett's a better quarterback, by the way. Kenny Pickett is a better quarterback. I've watched Geno. How many years has Geno Smith been in the league?
Oh, I don't know.
10, maybe 12 years. He's had a year and a half to 2 years of servability up in Seattle, which was
you act like Geno Smith took money from you.
Huh?
You act like Geno Smith took money from you, and you're fucking hot about it.
No, I'm just tired of people putting gold jackets or making someone better than they really are.
No one's putting a gold jacket on him. No one's put a gold jacket on Geno Smith.
Well,
okay,
hold on. Does he suck or not?
Is he great? No, he's not great.
See, he won't say it. He won't say it. He'll say Kyler Murray sucks, but he won't say that Geno Smith sucks. Come on.
Does Sam Darnold suck? Does Sam Darnold suck?
Absolutely
at times,
not.
yes.
But at times, yes.
He had his moments with the Jets, right? He had his moments with the Jets where, let's face it, anybody who goes to the Jets are going to have their moments with the Jets where they're going to suck, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but last year he showed that he could play. This year he's showing he could play.
Mm-hmm.
Two different teams.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Geno Smith needs a different coach and a different team to show that he can actually play in this league. Until he gets that, you can sit there and rant and rave all you want.
How many teams does he have to play for, though?
He's played for 2.
No, how many teams does Geno Smith have to play for before we can just say? I mean, maybe
he's played in the Pete Carroll system.
The guy sucks. You're not going to convince me to say he's good or even serviceable. The guy sucks. The proof is in the pudding. The guy sucks, and everybody just wants to sugarcoat it and make it. Oh, he's not that bad. No, he is that bad. Just admit it. Just admit it.
Banging your head against the wall, isn't it, Obi?
Like God.
Hey, I've dealt with this for many years.
All right. Hey. Pray for
I'm not done yet. I'm pissed now.
Go to church and pray for me.
He said he said he's not done yet. So now I'm going to ask him.
All right.
Okay.
Well, first of all, I'm going to say, this is what I'm going to say before I ask. How dare you, Podfather, to say anything about some little short asshole in here going to my Cleveland Browns?
I'm not the one that always said it, though. Look at that guy right next to you. He was saying it too.
I know. How dare you?
I said it as a joke. There was no seriousness, but I will laugh my ass off if they pick him up.
The Cleveland Browns.
I put the meme together. Okay, the meme was done by Adam Schefter. Okay, that's your guy. So I mean, I'm just saying he's one that thinks that he's got one of 4 teams to go to, and the Browns haven't been one of them. I think it's weird the Browns are going to keep going after quarterbacks when they have.
That's what the Browns do, though. That would be great. That'd be right along with what they've been doing for 30 years.
And guess what? So do the Jets. The Jets are on that list too.
Listen. I'm just going to tell you guys right now. Sonny knows how much I cannot stand Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray going to the Cleveland Browns, and as someone would say if he was here, Bryce from Brooklyn, that'd be such a Brownsy thing to do.
Yeah.
Listen, if they even thinking about or sniffing around about Kyler Murray, they're idiots. Because
they proved that point many times over.
Listen, we already have a diva as a quarterback in our quarterback room, and he hasn't even sniffed any playing time. We have a diva who I want for this organization to get rid of, and he needs to be gone. But they, for some reason, keep him on their roster for some reason. I don't know why. And Dylan Gabriel is not the answer at a quarterback position. Neither is Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is a cancer to any locker room that he goes to. He does not want to put the work in. He's a diva. He's proven nothing. He wants to play playground football and say it's all about me.
Well, he has to because he's only 5'5".
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care what he does. He can't. This cannot work at any organization. I'm talking about the Cleveland Browns, but if other teams cannot see this, I don't understand what they're looking at. He has proven that he doesn't want to do the work. When I talk about work, that means studying film.
Mm-hmm.
And that needs to tell you something that the Cardinals actually put that in their contract. I know I'm a broken record. I know I've talked about this before.
And they took it out too because they didn't want to hurt his feelings.
I know exactly, but he wants to. He doesn't do progression reads. He looks at his first target. If he's covered, he takes off, or he scrambles, and he wants to play again playground football. Hey, that could work at certain levels, and you can be great. Hey, let's ask Johnny Manziel. Let's ask other quarterbacks that the Cleveland Browns have taken.
Damn, Tim Couch.
Yes. Yeah, we could
start lining them all up.
So basically, Kyler Murray, if he went to the Cleveland Browns, it would be
going to amount to jack squat.
Jack shit.
So you guys don't see the marketing genius that can be a part of that. Imagine a poster of the three divas. You got Deshaun Watson, Shedeur Sanders, and Kyler Murray all on one poster together.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Right.
Maybe I'll get my people on it.
Yeah, get your people on that.
I'm all be bobbleheads.
I mentioned something to Sonny. What was it, yesterday, Sonny? That you and I were texting back and forth on Facebook Messenger about another football player, another quarterback for another team that Cuervo likes. That I said this is going to say what's going on. What I feel like what's going on with Kyler Murray is going to happen to Caleb Williams. I'm telling you. Mark my words.
Well, I'm trying to defend. I'm trying my best to defend him.
I'm telling you. His actions, and everybody could say, oh, well, that was back in college. True colors showed when he was back there. That's his true colors. And when the times get going tough, he's going to quit on the Bears. He's going to quit on Ben Johnson because things aren't going his freaking way. He's a crybaby. He's a whiner. And he wants to play too much playground football. Now, Ben Johnson's kind of reined it in a little bit. I'll give him credit. But I'm telling you, when things get bad, the old Caleb Williams is going to show up.
You know what?
I would agree with you to a certain extent.
I would say, I told you so.
Well, yeah, but this placard right here is telling me that Ben Johnson's doing something different. Ben Johnson is maybe getting to him. Now, it may be temporary, maybe, like you said, when times gets tough. But before that win streak, they were pretty bad. They looked pretty bad before that win streak.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm hoping for Caleb Williams, because I think he actually can be with the right coach, and it might be Ben Johnson. Go ahead, Podfather.
Hey, Obi, I'm going to change your vernacular for a second. All right. Kids aren't playing football in the playgrounds anymore. They're playing Madden football. That's what these guys are playing football as. Like, they're trying to play it as a video game. Okay. Kind of like how pro wrestling kind of became video game wrestling. Everybody's not selling anything and they're doing high moves to do high moves or whatever. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. players like Caleb Williams, Kyler Murray, they grew up in the Madden era, right? So they all sat home, played their video games, and this is what we get. And when they realize they can't do this, what they do in a video game in real life, they quit. A lot of them do that. We all look at Lamar Jackson, right? We all thought that he was going to be, the Michael Vick of just run all over the damn place and maybe throw the ball second, whatever else. But he progressed. His game progressed. These other players, Caleb Williams has time for his game to progress. Kyler Murray's been in the league for 7 years. He ain't progressed at all. So his time's damn near gone now for that. Because, what's the lifespan for a starting quarterback in the NFL? Seven.
Rumors are he's going to go back to baseball. So there you go. That's just what rumors I'm hearing. And he's owned by the Oakland A's, by the way. Or
it's not Oakland anymore. It's just it's the Athletics right now.
It's just the Athletics. They'll play in the empty stadium.
They play in Sacramento.
They're trying to get a place in Vegas, right?
Yeah, yes. They're building. They're
building right now.
So, but yeah, interesting. I love it. I love having these conversations, especially when I'm right most of the time. Right. Me and Obi, we're right.
Bingo.
You see, they just don't want to admit it. They don't want to admit it. They don't want to admit that you and I, even though we're the old men of them all and saying, get off my lawn, but we're right most of the time when it comes to subjects like this. We're right most of the time. Now, I think you might be wrong regarding Caleb Williams. Yes, Cuervo, I just said it, so Cuervo, I think Obi might be wrong about Caleb Williams because I think Caleb Williams has got it, but he needs that coach. It needs to be a Ben Johnson coach. If it's another coach that'll let him be that diva, maybe he'll be there. Be good. So maybe he just needs that coach that will make him not be the diva, make him not be the center of attention, make him say, "Listen, this team is more than you." And right now, Ben Johnson has him there. But like you said, when times are tough, or if they go on a 3 or 4 game losing streak, where will his head be? And that will be all coaching, okay? Because coaching has to take that out of a player. Because if it's the player's decision, it stays. If it's the coach's decision, it goes away. And then they go, I just lost it. But if it's the coach's decision, it'll be there. So good coaching makes a guy like Caleb Williams a better quarterback. And I'm just gonna say it. Ben Johnson's a pretty damn good coach, and as of right now, has a handle on the situation. And that's a good thing, by the way, for the Bears. Because honestly, it's almost like the Jaguars. I'll just put it that way. It's almost like the Jaguars. The Jaguars are winning games that they typically would have lost, and it is because of coaching. Good coaching brings that in. I don't know if those guys are going to come back. Hope so. Hopefully we'll get Bryson Brooklyn in here, but I'm telling you. And it's all about coaching. Now, going back to Geno Smith, for a 1.5 to 2 year stint in Seattle. Oh, there he is. All right, let's bring him back here. Yeah, I know what it was. It was a cat. It was a cat, wasn't it?
No, it was me. For some reason, I don't know why.
I thought he's talking again. Anyway, that being said, that's the name of the show. Catch us 9 to noon.
So we talked about quarterbacks. We talked about a lot of stuff. We talked about the sadness of where the Cowboys are and everything. Let's talk about some games.
All right. Well, let's talk about your football team.
It's not going to be a very long conversation.
Wait. No.
What?
They play the Jets, right? Is it the Jets they play? I think.
They play the Jets, Jets.
Now, is that game in New York or is it home?
It's in New York.
It's in New York. Listen, here's the problem. Okay? When I look at the personnel of both of these football teams, I'm not impressed by any of them. You know, when I look at coaching, I see one that stands higher than the other. And I think coaching is going to have a lot to do with today's game. I mean, we could sit and argue about, you know, who's going to get what and everything else. But if you look at it equally, you have the superstar on the defensive side of the ball, you know, and he's going to get his own. He's going to get 3 sacks today. That's going to happen. So knowing that when you go in, and by the way, I'll just say this. If Dable doesn't know there's going to be at least 3 sacks, that guy should be fired. As a matter of fact, the owner / general manager, whoever makes the decision, walk down there and say, all right, so is Jackson Dart going to get sacked 3 times? And you go, I don't know.
No. Time out. You're talking about the Giants. We're talking about the Jets.
Oh, shoot, that's right.
So it's Aaron Glenn, Justin Fields.
Well, all right, so let's say that. Aaron Glenn. You go down, the owner GM goes down to Aaron Glenn and says, hey, you know, this guy on the defensive side of the ball, super bad. You know, Myles Garrett is the guy. He's probably the defensive MVP on one of the worst teams in the NFL, but he's still in the running for defensive MVP. So is he gonna sack our quarterback Justin Fields 3 times in this game? And if he says I don't know, he needs to be fired. So it doesn't matter who it is, Jets or Giants, they're the same damn thing. You know, he should be fired immediately. So the game plan, and granted, I am not an NFL coach. I don't even claim to be one on TV. Okay, that having been said, if you don't know this, you're already a step behind. Kevin Stefanski, on the other hand, I don't know what his deal is, because I've been talking about him for the last 2.5 months, about him not having the guts to be the head coach of this football team. And by the way, I figured out that's what it is. He don't have the guts to be the head coach of this football team, because he's more worried about the political side of it and him not losing his job, more so than coaching his football team. So so just within the last couple of months, we talk about it. Okay, I'll ask you, Kevin Stefanski, pretty good coach? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, but his moves are making me disrespect how good he really is. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to be good at what you're at, but if you're in the wrestling business, it's a mark. They're called marks, and if you don't know what that means, is basically you're a kiss ass. And that bothers me about Kevin Stefanski, about him being a kiss ass. I understand who's got the money. I understand who makes the payments. I get it. I understand that these moves were maybe not made with Kevin Stefanski's approval. That's their prerogative. But as the head coach, I want him to stand up and say, listen, you know, I'm the coach of this football team. He's going to start. No. I didn't ask your opinion. Okay, so he's going to. And that's what I want him to do as a coach. Now, granted, I know I can't live in Sonny's world. I get it. I completely get it. But that's what I want out of a coach. And by the way, and I hate to say this, but going back into our day, and of course that would be, you know, the 90s and the 80s, that's what those coaches were. They're the coach of the football team. Could you imagine, just throw it in, Mike Ditka and the owners of the Chicago Bears going down, no, this guy's going to start at the quarterback. Could you imagine Mike Ditka going, okay, no problem. I can't imagine it, okay? It go Chuck Noll. Could you imagine Chuck Noll, someone telling Chuck Noll, you know, we're going to start this guy. Chuck, I could just hear it. Hey, I don't think so. See, and that's the problem with today's coaches, okay? Outside of calling them a wuss, they have no spine. And that's what that comes down to in reality. And there's the boss, my brother.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How you feeling? You look good. You combed your hair. What the hell? He knew he was
on
coming
camera.
on screen,
That's why
so
he
he
combed
combed
his
his hair.
Well,
Yeah.
you act like I just sit around here and not bathe and sit and then on
No,
Sunday.
I won't say you. I won't say you don't bathe, but that
Oh,
brush or comb, definitely is ignored sometimes. So I'll just say that. but back to what we were talking about.
Loving.
Yeah, that's my brother.
You know what, Chris? Back in the day, back in the 70s, you look at that coach, and that coach tells you everything you want to see in his face. They don't do that no more. They're a bunch of fucking pussies that don't even, it really is.
I was thinking it. He said it. Okay, I was thinking it, but he said it. But that's what's going on in today. And I mean, we're seeing that all over the league. It's not that Kevin Stefanski is the only one that's doing that. But so, all right. So that being said, Kevin Stefanski is not the only one that's doing it in the league right now. It's a different league, and us old people, and he's even older than me. And you're 2 years older than me, aren't you? You're 60 now, right? So
You feel old shooting up means the enema bag.
yes. So that being said, I mean, that's just what we're getting. And I think it was a couple of weeks ago. The NFL is turning into a league of pansies, is what it is. You can't be a rough-nosed. Matter of fact, there was a sack on a quarterback. It was a clean sack last week. I forgot who it was. And they threw roughing the passer on him, and he hardly fell on him. You could even see that he was trying not to hurt the guy, and they got him for it anyway. Now, with the initial hit, that was really hard. But this is football. This is not flag football. And the problem with that is if you take the toughness out of the game, you take it away from the natural aggression that NFL football is. And
what is that, Chris? I'm going to rip your face off.
Yeah, exactly.
Defense is going to come in and rip your face off.
That's where they said it back in the 70s and 80s.
I always
had him on the top of the helmet.
I always say the 85 Bears is a great example of that.
Absolutely.
Them boys went in there and was ripping souls out of those guys.
But here's the thing.
Absolutely.
That team, that defense, they played like the way their coaches are. Yeah, Buddy Ryan as the defensive coordinator, and Mike Ditka was the head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Those two guys were I'm taking no shit. I don't care what to say, what you say. Yeah. And there's other players that were that were like that.
Right.
Back in the 70s and 80s. Mike Singletary, he was the backbone of that Bears defense. There was earlier than that for the Steelers, Jack Lambert, Mike Ditka for the Bears. Jack Ham.
I saw some footage of Mike in his heyday with the Bears. And
you remember the stork for the Raiders, Ted Hendrickson? The stork.
Oh yeah.
Lyle Alzado.
Yeah,
that guy was crazy.
He was. There's read the book. By the way, I read a lot.
That book.
That book is amazing. If you want to go to North Dallas 40, the movie days, read Alzado's book. Okay, they might have written the story about Lyle Alzado and put him in Dallas in reality because the craziness of that dude, insane. But yeah, we're looking at a different day and age, and yes, us old school guys, get off our lawn, want to see football. We don't want to see pansy football. And when we see the big hits and the flags are flying around, we're going, look at what the game has come to. Okay, back in the day, the idea was to hurt them, not to hurt them, not to injure them. But if they did, just get them out of the game for that time. But it's so much of a different world today. And then we just can't, they can't hit anymore. So So
And then you guys got like McMahon that's walking around in a cloud right now because he has no clue where he is anymore.
listen, they got paid to do this. Okay, we didn't
Yeah,
force them
well.
to say go out on the football field and this or what. No, they chose to do it. And by the way, and I'll ask Obi, okay, because Obi's a couple of years older than me. All right, so I want you to go back into the day. Let's go back to 1982 when you're in high school. Okay, and you're watching football, and you didn't play football, did you?
No.
Okay, I played a little bit. I played for a year and a half. Okay, all right. So, but I bet
I got
you
videos
even.
for sale.
Okay, I bet you even said, head trauma, or because you could see it. You're not blind and you're not stupid. The fact these people say, "Oh, I didn't know that would happen." How many times do you got to get your bell rung? I know you've had your bell rung. How many times do you got to get your bell rung to sit there and realize and go, "Man, this is going to fuck me up at some point." You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And these football players coming up and saying, "Oh, I didn't know." And you guys are so full of shit. It just pisses me off.
Okay, listen. I'm going to tell you a story that I love to tell about my older brother. I was a freshman in high school. My older brother was a senior.
Okay.
And my older brother stands about the same height I do. But
really?
Yes. And he was a starting middle linebacker for a high school team.
Oh, for high school. Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he loves to tell the story of that year. There was this new defensive coach that we had came in. It was Coach Langendorfer. And this guy was, a massive man. And first day out, he's coming out and he calls all the guys, on the defensive side, and he's going, through the roster from last year and everything. And my brother had played. He wasn't a starter his junior year, but he played a lot in his junior year. He didn't start, but he started like the last 3 or 4 games of the season. And he was a leading tackler on our team, on the high school team. So Coach Langendorfer comes up there and he says, okay, he goes, Obenauer. He goes, I see you want to be the starting middle linebacker. And he looks, and so my brother gets up there and he goes, well, you're kind of small. How you think you're going to do against these bigger guys? And my older brother said, he goes, I can hold my own. I was leading tackler last year on the team and everything. And Coach Langendorfer, he goes, okay. So he goes up there and he picks out the biggest guy on the defense. And they do this drill where they're both laying on their backs on the ground, and he tosses one player the football.
Okay.
The guy catches it, he gets up, and he's supposed to go through that other guy, and the other guy tries to tackle him. So he throws the ball to the big guy. His name was Joe Routson, biggest guy on the team. Throws him the ball. My brother gets up and stands, and he's still waiting for Joe to get up off the ground. Joe gets up and gets ready to run, and my brother knocks him flat on his ass. Coach Langendorfer goes, well, that was pretty impressive. Let's do it the other way. So they get back on the ground, and he tosses my brother the ball. My brother gets up. Of course, he's still waiting for Joe to get up. My brother gets the ball, and he runs right through Joe, puts him on his ass. And Coach Langendorfer looks at my brother and says, well, I guess you're going to be our starting middle linebacker.
I thought he was going to say, well, you'll be our fullback too.
Well, and so it was like middle of the season that year. And I was like the, guy I didn't play, but I was like the, the water boy, whatever you want to call it.
The sideline guy.
Team manager, right? And
manager or mascot?
No, manager, not mascot. I remember, and I was growing up, and so I'm a freshman, right? And I'm thinking my big brother, he's a badass. He's playing, he's tough, he's starting middle linebacker. Well, they're playing our rivals, and there's this running back that on the rivals team leading rusher of the conference and everything. And he gets the ball, and it's like a sweep to the outside, and my brother comes to make the tackle. And this running back literally hits my brother, picks him up off his feet, and knocks him into the sidelines. And I saw my brother get up, and you just looked into his eyes, and I said, man, he's not here right now. My brother got drilled. And my brother to this day will say he played the rest of that half in a daze.
Yeah. Yep.
He got concussed.
And yep, concussed. Exactly.
And we go back to that's how we were back then.
Yes.
We didn't come out.
Yeah. Nope. Matter of fact, the coach said, "Shake that shit off," and that was one of my coach's big things. Well, yeah, shake that shit off. I had enough. I got my story. I was a kicker as well as I played a little bit on the line, and I got hit so hard as a kicker that I literally, after the hit, walked to the locker room, dropped off my shit, walked out the door, and it wasn't even halftime. I said that no. I knew what it would do. And I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but that was enough for me to say, listen, I know what this is going to do for me for the rest of my life, and I'm not smart enough to have too many of these kind of things happen to me.
You got that hee-haw mentality.
So you know, it wasn't. I wasn't a player all the time. I kicked a lot because I was the only one, so I kicked a lot. And my biggest claim to fame is I kicked a 35-yard field goal. Now that's nothing, even in high school today. But man, back in those days, you know, that was actually pretty valuable. Hey, by the way, I've been wanting to know, what is the strap around you?
Oh, that's the leash for my puppy. So she doesn't roam around the house and get in trouble while I'm on.
Oh, so you got to keep her handy. Gotcha.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, but also this is.
Yeah, you can do another thing. You can put the dog outside.
Well, then she would bark and wake
fuck up your house.
She's a puppy.
She would bark, wake up the neighborhood. My wife would come storming out of the bedroom with, "What the fuck is she doing out there? Get her ass in."
Yeah. And not only that, he pays an HOA to bitch at him. So there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, Jiminy Cricket. You know what's worse than that? Is living in a trailer park, man. The rules around here, man, they are
and they change daily. They change daily for the situation.
So I'm walking around the kitchen.
There was a note on my door saying I need to rake my leaves, and I go, the trees are not even done yet. I go, why should I rake leaves now?
Yeah,
and the trees are not even empty yet.
And like you're gonna end up doing it anyway.
Oh yeah, I got huge posters all over the park of me raking my yard.
Yeah, that'd be wonderful. Yeah, I want a video of that.
The last lawn I mowed was in 1987.
Well, there you go.
So I know I had no yard work. No. That's not.
Well, let's continue on. Let's continue.
Yeah, I was going to say we went left. Now let's go back to right. All right, I actually am picking your Browns today. I am actually picking your Browns because the Jets are that bad. Now they got their first win last week, or was that 2 weeks ago? No, I think it was last week. They got their first win. But I'm going to tell you right now,
this is a no-brainer.
What do you mean it's a no-brainer? It's the Jets, all right? So, you know, which Jets team will show up and play 4 quarters, right? Because we have seen, I don't know if you've seen it, but we have seen the Jets play 3 quarters and they look pretty good. But when it comes to about halfway through that 4th quarter to the end, you know, they kind of let it up. There's been a couple of games they should have won, but they didn't because they weren't there. And that usually became from the defense in reality.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Come on,
yep.
Come on.
So can they do it against your Cleveland Browns?
No. I'm not going to say this is a slam dunk like Dennis would say, but this is close to being a slam dunk.
Mm-hmm.
If I'll just say this. If the Cleveland Browns lose to the Jets today, there's more problems with this freaking team in Cleveland than I know about. This is a team that we have no business losing to. None whatsoever.
Yeah, I think I agree. But every once in a while, Justin Fields will actually show up and be a quarterback.
Yeah. Any given Sunday, I understand.
Yeah. There's the.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. But
there is no business of the Cleveland Browns losing to the New York Jets.
Myles Garrett should have a friggin' heyday today. Now, granted, he's going to have to chase Justin Fields. Okay, he's going to have to chase him because that's just what he does, right? I mean, Justin Fields will run the football.
Here's what they need to do. Is when they get in their, I almost say blitz packages or their pass rush packages, this is what they need to do. Is they need to, wherever going into the game, Justin Fields is going to want to run.
Mm-hmm.
You got to make sure that you are literally have guys funneling him to run to Myles Garrett's side.
I agree.
Whereas Myles Garrett is like, he's just salivating over there.
Yeah, he's foaming at the mouth like a rabid dog.
Foaming at the
like
mouth.
A rabid dog.
Like a rabid dog.
So I'm all over. Matter of fact, your team is not good, but I think they can win this game by 10 points. And listen, I don't know what the line is. Don't care.
2.5.
I normally don't do it. It's 2.5 because both of the teams suck. But I think your football team should be able to do that. I think they should be able to say, we're going to win this game and we're going to win it big.
So by 10 points,
then you'll be overinflated in your confidence and then go get blown out next week, like it always happens.
So you're thinking a final score of like 17-7.
I am thinking
because my team can't score over 20 points.
I think it's going to be 2010. That's what that
2010. Okay,
2010. Right. I think they should be able to beat them by 10. 2010 is what I think that this game would be. So,
Dennis, what's your thoughts?
My thoughts is, I think, like you said, in the third quarter, Jets kind of peter out and they lose direction and loss all the time. So in Cleveland, you guys joke around about them a lot, but they're a good team.
Mm-hmm.
Their defense is pretty good. They're not scoring killer points on them. So I think this one's an easy one. So we will see.
Yeah, as the old song says, we will see.
So we actually scored 20 points in one game this year.
I know. That's why I think, and you're going up against the Jets. If you don't, you got some problems. Now, That being said, I just want to go back to what we were kind of talking about. The Sanders situation and where he is. Okay. He's relegated now to the backup to what we're seeing out of Gabriel, and which has not been pretty. Even with it not being pretty in this game, if it gets out of hand, do we see Sanders today? And if we see it, how far does it have to be before we actually see it? In your opinion.
In my opinion, okay. So when you say when it gets out of hand.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this by saying, is it out of hand because Cleveland is winning big, or is it out of hand because Cleveland is losing big?
I can't give you that. I don't know. Any given Sunday. I don't know. Maybe Justin Fields all of a sudden becomes that all-pro quarterback that we always wished he could be.
I'm going to say this.
Blowing him out. I don't know. Or Gabriel's just playing so bad that a change of pace might be able to help him. I don't know.
That will not happen. And so if Cleveland is getting blown out, Dylan Gabriel will be the quarterback the entire game.
Really?
Yes. Now, if Cleveland is winning big, And a few weeks ago, we were winning big against a putrid Miami Dolphins team.
Yeah.
Sanders didn't come in and sniff the field.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say that we ended up winning that game 31-6. I'm going to say that we have to have probably at least a 30 to 35 point lead in order for Sanders to come in and play.
Wow.
And I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think so either. I just, 2010.
Because I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you, and we all go back to when we first started talking about this game. Sonny, you were talking about, Stefanski. Is he a good coach? Yes. And you don't like it because, you feel like that I'm going to put it in a nice way, doesn't stand up. He doesn't have the balls to stand up to the organization.
Yes.
But he is. And those kahoonies are not playing Shedeur Sanders because the ownership wants him to play.
Do
they paid? Yeah, they do. I think that. Why in the hell would they?
Oh, you think it or you know it? Did you read anything?
Hey, listen. We're just out here, right? We're guys who like football. I want to talk about football. We're not on the in. We're not Adam Schefter. We're not all these other guys who are the insiders of the NFL and the teams and all that. I don't know.
Well, I just thought maybe you read something. Yeah, I just thought maybe you read something.
This is my feeling. My feeling is I do know it's been documented that Stefanski did not want Shedeur Sanders.
I heard that.
So this is Stefanski's way to say, F you, ownership, I'm not playing him. I don't care if we're up big or not. He's not playing. I didn't want him, and so he's not going to play. This is Stefanski. I feel like this is his way to show some face and show some stones to the ownership. And they might be during that Miami game, they might have been calling down as what's this idiot face? Might have been calling down there and saying, Hey, Kevin, we got a big lead against the Dolphins. There's no way the Dolphins coming back. Put Shedeur in there. And I think Stefanski probably went in one area, out through the other side, and just totally ignored him.
That being said, of course, that's the name of the show. With him thinking that, is there the conspiracy that if he puts Sanders in, that he will be relegated to go out the door and slide in one Deion Sanders? In other words, is he worried that if he plays Sanders, he's going to end up getting fired and replaced by Deion? In the back of your mind, do you think that? I think there's a little validity.
This is what I feel. I feel like Kevin Stefanski is in a no-win situation. He's not going to win if he plays Shedeur Sanders. I think Kevin Stefanski's days are numbered in Cleveland. I think he knows it. He knows that he's not going to be there long term. And so, you know what? I'm just going to do things my way and way I think is best for this team and the players that I have, that the organization and the general manager has given me. I'm going to coach this team. And so the hell with you guys of who you want me to play. I want to give this team a chance to have an opportunity to win each and every week, even though our players are inferior most of the time. When we go out there every Sunday or Monday, our team is inferior to our opponent, except for, maybe against the Dolphins and the Jets, where we should be, a better team that's on the field. I just feel like that Kevin Stefanski knows that he's not going to be there long term. And so this is his way to say, you know what? Quietly saying, F you.
I can see that. I can also see the other side. I wish I knew which was the answer. That being said, let's bring him on in. For best segment of the show, when this guy shows up, you get the knowledge, and you also get this one that slides by. The best smile in the internet. It is Bryce in Brooklyn. What's up, my brother? How you doing, my man?
What is
By
going
the
on?
way, I got
What?
something to show you. I got something to show you.
Okay.
Have you watched the show at all today?
I just watched a tiny bit of hearing about it was the best part, hearing Obi have to admit that the talent on his team is inferior. It made my
Okay, so
Sunday already.
All right. So that being said, did you see the new poster? Did you see the new poster of the show?
I did. You know what? I went on your Facebook page. I did. I love it. It's a great one.
All right.
I love it.
So my people, that being my sister-in-law, my people, my people, Peeople. No,
Okay.
there's no O. Peeple. Yeah. That being said, look at that.
He got an F in spelling, by the way.
Yeah, that too. Well, when I try to do it fast, I'm up on time. Look at this. I mean, this is what she puts together here. Isn't this awesome? And look at this one right here. Boom. This is the Simpson eyes, you know.
Look at mine, I ain't got no beard. Where's my beard?
Yeah. I have hair.
You have hair. It's so and then this one right here, I really like this one.
I like this
with
one.
me.
I like this one.
That's one of my. It's not my favorite, but I like this one too. This is another one that she did. Look at Bryce. Bryce looking pretty good over there. I love it.
My beard.
Got a little bit of a beard there.
Yeah, a little bit, and then I like this one too. This one's similar to the other one, but I like it. But here's my favorite one, Bryce. You ready? This one right here. Bobblehead pouches.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, this one's my favorite. I love it. It works out perfect. But that being
one
said,
where I would buy each and every one of these bobbleheads.
Why is
I would too.
bigger than everybody's?
Yeah, so you gotta love AI. You gotta love my people. She does all the work. She loves doing it. So that being said, thank you, my people, and more to come. She was part of the videos and things that end up happening. Of course, we all are familiar with it. Yeah, this one right here. We're all familiar with that one. I sometimes just in the morning I'll put that on just so I can, get my day going. So, but so let me ask you. Since you're here, you're coming in. The Browns, I always say when you look on the schedule, and if you're a good football team, you look at that team, yeah, that's a win. Now, the Browns, they should be able to do that, especially from what we have seen. The classic meltdowns in the last 4 to 5 minutes of the game of the Jets when they take the lead and then they give it up. They've done it 3 to 4 times this season and not, get those wins. Sort of reminds me of the Jaguars from a couple of years ago. Just not winning those games. What's your take upon what you think you'll see here today with the Jets and Obi's Browns?
You're going to say exactly what I said. Which
I tell you what, man.
If the Cleveland Browns lose this game, there's more problems than what we all thought.
Listen, first, glad to see Obi here, man. I hope everything is going well for you over there, man.
It's been a tough week, buddy.
Buddy, I feel for you, and yeah, glad to see you. Always good to see the boss. He's here.
The boss is in town. Of course, you've seen the back of his head.
he's cooking up
I have many jokes about the back of his head, but I'll let that go.
But prayers for you, Obi, and yeah, good to see you here as always. I tell you, this game is, man, with everything going on with the Jets. I mean, look, I actually would go hands down Cleveland Browns in this game, but let me tell you why I'm hesitating, because it's on the road, and the Cleveland Browns on the road they're just such a totally different. They're a totally different defense. They still, Myles Garrett is the consistent, of course, but you don't get the same play from the Browns that you do, when you're at home versus when you're on the road. And it's it's so hard to trust that team on the road. And as bad as the Jets are, they're gonna, they still have Breece Hall, they still have Garrett Wilson. It's oh man, this is a tough one. This is a tough one. Okay. You're gonna I'm gonna maybe regret this. I'm gonna go with the Cleveland Browns to get a road win this week at MetLife. But I tell you, OB, they better win this game. I mean, if you can't beat the Jets after the fire sale that we just saw, trading away their two probably best defensive players, you got Justin Fields, he hasn't been great. You still have Breece Hall. Your defense is built to stop the run. If you can't beat this team, OB, then
who can you beat?
What do we even
we have more problems than what we thought.
Then you have more problems than what you thought. I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't know I can't remember who I picked in the pick 'em. I'm gonna go with the Browns because I can't, against all odds. I can't go with the Jets, even if maybe I thought about it. I can't do it. But Obi, your Brownies have to show up and get a win here. I mean, give the ball to Quentin Judkins 35 times if you need to. I mean, just let him. He's your high pedigree draft choice. Let him take the game home for you. Hopefully he has some type of coming out party. Okay, so I did pick the Browns. I'm going to stick with the Browns. But, boy, I don't know if I trust this pick, Obi. You better get it done.
Let me ask you this question. Could this be a one-year head coach in Aaron Glenn in New York? And I'm talking about a guy who lives in New York, who hears all the stories and everything, who's right there, Bryson, Brooklyn. What is your thought? Could we talk about Aaron Glenn being a one-year head coach?
Because of the terrible ownership, you can never put anything past Woody Johnson. However, that being said, I do not think he gets fired after this year. I think next year the clock will start. And if he has a terrible year next year, he might not make it to a third, but I think he gets at least 3 years. Like you're fire selling. You're just going to let go of the coach and start all over again? Like, you brought this coach in here because you felt he could build the right culture. You're hoping you get some of that Dan Campbell magic. I would stick with him, but you never know with this owner. Gotcha. So I'm good, but I'm going to say he stays.
I'm going to say he gets canned. It's so bad. It's not just bad. They're 1-7. Okay, and they're lucky to have that one. Okay, but at the same time, we see one-year head coaches happen quite a bit in the NFL, but I think there might be, if he stays, it will be because of the respect of who he is, more so than what the performance of that football team put out there week in to week out. Now, he's responsible for that, but then again, he adopted a lot of this mess. And then they thought Justin Field would be the answer, And I bet you he was in the ownership, box. Wait, Justin Field. Can we talk here? This is, we need some quality. So they'll be in that sense, and what they'll do for maybe an Aaron Glenn, so he might be able to be successful. That will be what I think we'll end up seeing, but. The ownership, they are crazy. Okay, that's the only way you can really put it. The ownership in New York, as far as the Jets are concerned, they're nuts. So you never know what will end up happening. So that's why you get a little bit of fun out of the whole thing. Will it happen? Not worried about Aaron Glenn. He'll get a job, as soon as one step outside the Jets front door, he'll have a job offer. So wouldn't be too worried about him because he's just that good on the defensive side of the ball. So, that having been said, we got this Steelers in action. And I'm going to tell you this. This is the game of the week. I looked at all these games. There's a couple of good games out there, but this is the game of the week. Sunday Night Football, also prime time for your boys. For your boys down there, Bryce. So that being said, let's take a look at the not one, not two, but the three keys of getting the victory against the Los Angeles Sparklers. I love it. I love it. That being said, it is your time to shine on the three keys. So, Bryson Brooklyn, let's start with number one of that three keys of getting the victory today.
All right. So I can't stay on long. So I wanted to come on and at least talk about the Steelers today. Mike Tomlin has a saying, it's been around for a while. It's a 5-star matchup because we're in it. You got the 6-3 Los Angeles Sparklers and the 5-3 Pittsburgh Steelers. Big game tonight.
It is.
So let's jump into it. Number one, I think you got to stop their pass rush. I think they throw a lot of guys at you. Khalil Mack is back, but Dupree, a little older, but still effective. I think, Jim Harbaugh wants to play a certain physical brand of football. You got to stop their pass rush, and our tackles are definitely going to get stressed today. Good coordinator. I believe his name is Minter. He's been around for a while. They can throw a lot of different things at you. So the tackles better be ready. They're young. We run a lot of big personnel, so we still don't know if our left tackle is elite enough to be left on an island and erase people. I don't know about that. I think he's been better. But the tackles are going to get stressed. Troy Fautanu on the right side has been really good. But here comes a test for you. So on the road, it's going to be like a home game there. I think Steeler fans are going to show out, so that should help. But you got to stop that pass rush. Then number two, you got to slow down Justin Herbert. This guy's one of the top quarterbacks in the league. You just can't let him go off. You got to heat the pocket up. You got to make him uncomfortable. And in those situations where you can't get overly hyped, you got to be disciplined because he'll take off and run with the ball. 2 years, I want to say a few years ago when they played him, he really had a day running the ball. So you got to stop him from doing that. Last year they were able to stop him and contain him. He had a little bit of an ankle injury, but you can't just get out of your rush lanes and let this guy beat you running the ball because he's very capable of doing that as well. He's got good straight line speed, and he can be a dual threat in that way. So you got to close down those lanes. And then number three, you got to shut the running game down. Greg Roman is calling the plays. We know Roman from the 49ers. We know him from the Ravens. He knows the Steelers very well. He wants to run the football. They throw a lot on first down. I expect him to come out and run the ball more. He's going to come out and try to test the Steelers' run defense. Have they fixed their run defense issues? We don't know. So you got to come downhill. You got to close run lanes. You got to make them one-dimensional. You got to hit their runners in the mouth 4 quarters. You can't let up there. You got to force them into one-dimensional situations where you can heat the pocket up. So I think if the Steelers do these things, they're on the road, but normally in Los Angeles, it's a home game. It's Steelers West. So hopefully that helps the defense. They got to go on a silent count, which can make it difficult for them. If we can do these three things, I think we can beat the Los Angeles Sparklers.
The Sparklers. Love it. You got them picked to win?
I do. My take comes boss approved. I stand.
Boss approved. That being said, the guy who probably hates the Steelers more than anybody on this panel.
Come on.
That being said, what's your take up on the game today, my friend?
Bryce, here's what I think. I think your key number 3 is key number 1.
Okay, that's fair.
I think this is typical Jim Harbaugh football.
Yeah.
If you guys allow Kamani Vidal to get 5 yards of carry, it's going to be a long day.
Can't let it happen.
If he gets over 100 yards, that's a loss for the Steelers.
Yeah.
Because that's going to mean that the Chargers offensive line are pushing you guys around, and controlling the clock, and controlling their, as we say, they're ahead of the chains.
Yeah.
And you said it. The keys are, you said it, keep Herbert contained and to stop the run again. Those are 2 keys. I really think those are the 2 keys. If you allow the Chargers to be ahead of the chains and let Harbaugh and Herbert dictate the play calling, you're in trouble, because they will just grind that ball down the field, eat up the clock, and make it a short game. Now, if you could stop Vidal and make it, 2nd and long, 3rd and long, and make Herbert make plays, which we know he can, but he's not consistent enough on making those plays. I think it's a different ball game. But that's my key to the game right there. Is the key of the game is first down.
Yes.
For the Steelers defense and the Charger offense. What type of yards are you guys giving up, or are you guys stopping?
Yep.
If it makes the Chargers 2nd and long, 3rd and long, it's going to be a long game for the Chargers. They're going to be playing catch up. And that plays into the Steeler defense. You give TJ Watt, you get him to pin his ears back, and he knows he gets the rest of the passer. He's going to get there. He might not get there every time. He might get there, 2 or 3 times. But he's, it's called sacks, pressures, and hits on the QB.
Yep.
And if those things happen, then the Chargers are not playing they're not playing Charger football. They're not playing Harbaugh football, which is control the clock, go on the ground game, and let us dictate the play calling.
Yes.
So, with all that being said, I think at times I'm pretty smart about football.
I would agree.
Bryce, you're not going to like what I'm going to say.
Oh, here we go. He can't help himself. Here we go.
I can't. It's going to be.
His buddy was in town for 3 weeks, and he's got Chargers on the mind.
23-20 Chargers win.
So there's going to be, based upon what Obi said there, okay, there's going to be a turnover, and that turnover is going to be the difference in today's game in reality. There's going to be a turnover. The question is who's going to do it?
Who's going to have that turnover at a key moment?
At the key moment. Or maybe even not that, maybe the one turnover that will cost them the game, that will turn it. And that's going to happen. And it's going to happen on both sides, I think. And that's when the key of what Opie just said is when it will happen. And so I look at this game and I see it. When I first said, I looked at Justin Herbert, Chargers all day long. But man, there's one guy on that defensive side of the ball that scares me every single time. And he's got a 2-letter first name, TJ. I'm telling you right now, this guy, he's not just a good, he's super bad. This guy, he's super bad. And not only that, he sometimes is the reason why they win football games when that offense is lacking. And he's the one that steps up, not the offense that should be doing it. Now, that's the pass. They got Aaron Rodgers, which, by the way, has been known to throw some real bad passes and turning the ball over, but not this year. He's actually okay, but he did have one bad. I think it was not last week, but the week before. I was like, okay, all right, this is, you see this every once in a while in the Hall of Famer that he is.
Okay.
But
why do you see that? Because he has confidence in himself and he's going to make that throw.
Exactly, and so that is also the difference. Okay, you got Aaron Rodgers, who is a Hall of Famer, without question. Anybody just don't like him, or they call him the Little Green Men. Instead of calling them by their names. He's a Hall of Famer without question.
Okay.
And I think he's going to show up today. And here's the thing: if he doesn't, TJ Watts is going to be the one that goes ahead and helps him out there and gets the victory. So that being said, boss, who you got? Chargers or Steelers today? You're muted. Yeah, I can't hear you. Did you push a button?
Can't hear you, bud.
Bessie sounds, all the time. Everybody wishes it was my mic that went out more so than, we don't got you, my man.
All right.
There he
Can you
is.
hear me now?
There he is, the
All
boss
right.
himself.
So
No,
what's your take
Mike,
on that game?
You guys have been talking about it over and over again. It's gonna go down to the quarterback, I think, in this game. And experience is on Pittsburgh's side on this. Just like you said, Sonny, you can say what you want about him, but he's been known to drop a few passes along the way, too.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's going to be close. It ain't going to be a blowout. What's the point on this? Like 3?
It might be 2.5. I think I saw 2.5.
Yeah. So, I think it's all going to boil down to who can move the ball. And I think that Aaron Rodgers is going to move the ball on him. So that's me. I'm going with Pittsburgh. Going with you, Bryce.
All right. Bryce in Brooklyn. Before you get out, because you know me, I got to do this because I am Sonny.
Because you are Sonny.
And
oh dear Lord. No, you're not going to do this. Here we go.
We do.
You're not going to do this. No.
Yes, we are.
Do this. And I'm going to tell you why you're not going to do it. As soon as you're done showing this, I'm going to tell you why. Why you're not going to do this.
Cardinals finally opened their eyes.
The narrative. Listen, this year Kyler Murray has not been good. Kyler Murray, though, over previous years has been, as I said, a good quarterback. Where I disagree with you two is that Sonny talks like he's the worst quarterback in the world, and OB's O-State bias is out of control because the reasoning you guys wanted him gone is because he wasn't throwing it to the rookie receiver 20 times a game.
No.
Hold on. Bryce, you're incorrect. We've been bitching about him for years.
That's fine. You don't want him as your quarterback. Fine. He was not a terrible quarterback. He hasn't been good this year. I just objected to the let's trash this guy because my guy's not getting 30 targets a game.
Oh my God.
That's what I did.
Did you just go down this road?
He did. He took the left and the right.
I've been trashing Kyler Murray since rookie year. I've been trashing him since the rookie year.
Yeah.
I have been. I don't care if
I called the high school football game when he was the starter for the Allen Eagles in Texas. I called that football game.
I don't care if he throws Marvin Harrison 2 passes or 15 passes. I don't care. Kyler Murray is a cancer to that locker room. He does not want to put the work in that it takes to be a QB1 in the NFL.
That's it right there, Obi.
He doesn't want to study. He doesn't want to watch film.
Nope.
He doesn't want to work. And Bryce, this is not just this year or last year. This has been his MO. His
7 years.
I go back. I get the ball. I make one read. I don't like it. I run the ball. He does not go through his progressions well. He might have a game here and there that he does well. But The day that I turned against Kyler Murray was, I don't know, what was it, 5 years ago, 4 years ago? They're in the playoffs, and he quit on his team. I'm sorry. I'm done with you. I'm not a Cardinals fan, but when you quit on your team and you're standing on the sidelines pouting, I'm done with you. You're done. Off. Get out. So that was before Marvin Harrison and me wanting him to throw Marvin Harrison the 30 times a game. No, please.
He's a closet Cardinal fan.
No, I'm not. Stop it.
You are because your guys there, because your boys
Yeah.
there.
No, I am not. No. That's like me saying that I'm a closet Jets fan because Garrett Wilson's there. Or I'm a closet Saints fan because Jackson Njigba is there. Please.
Are you a closet 49er fan because of Brock Purdy who lives around the corner from you?
No.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not.
All right.
Come on. Come on, boys. You guys know me better than that.
Go down in
Kyler Murray.
I don't know. I might be one, but I'm a Mark. I'm a fair weather fan. So there you go.
And I said this earlier, Bryce, you missed it, and Cuervo missed it, and I'm going to say it again, so it's going to be recorded again.
Okay,
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready for this.
What's happening to Kyler Murray and what's over the years? Yes, he had a good year. Yes, he could put up some stats, and yes, they have wins and all this other crap. What's happening to him is going to happen to Caleb Williams.
Oh,
Now, now for the record, I defended Justin. For the record, I
Caleb
defended
Williams.
Caleb Williams. So I just
I'm
want to
telling you, dude.
I can't take it. I was listening. You were making salient points. Oh, okay. This is what you see from Kyler Murray. But then you just can't help but yell at the cloud. Everyone, here we go. Now it's Caleb Williams. Next it'll be what's his name?
Jackson?
No, not Lamar. Not Lamar Jackson. It'll be Jordan Love next. Yeah, it'll be Jordan Love. It'll be whatever young quarterback that's flashy. It never ends with you two because anyone that shows a modicum of personality, either that or
I love how Bryce lumps you and I together, Sonny.
On this topic, I do. So now we have no evidence. Caleb Williams will now be it. I can't wait till Cuervo hears this.
I will leave Bryce with that. I will leave Bryce with this. Kyler Murray record is 38-48-1. That's all I'll say. 7 years.
Look, I can't defend Kyler Murray this year. He's been banged up. When he's played, he hasn't played.
That is true. I'll give
when
him.
this conversation started,
he's banged up? Because he gets out of the pocket and chases his dream.
Sure. If you want to say that this year, that's funny. Make sure you get a clip of that.
Chases the dream.
Listen, you can't say. Listen, when we started this conversation, I'm not going to let you be prisoner of the moment.
Okay.
We looked at the numbers. Sonny was just railing. This guy shouldn't be a starter. He should be this. No, he was good enough. His numbers were good enough to be a starting quarterback. Obi, if you want to say the things that you're saying because you felt he quit on the team, I'm fine with that. It's when we start talking about he's the worst quarterback ever and all these other things that Sonny Clark would say.
Let me just interject really quick then. That being said, what about Justin Fields? He's basically the same guy. I mean, and you had him, and your team decided. Yeah, you had Justin Field on the Steelers, and he was not playing bad at all in reality. And you replaced him with Russell Wilson. But looking at Kyler Murray and looking at Justin Field, who's better if they're not comparable? Well, what do they both have in common? They don't win football games.
Kyler Murray is a better quarterback than Justin Fields.
Okay.
I would take. He is better quarterback. He's better
Okay.
thrower of the football.
Okay.
I would take him over Justin Fields. Now,
Okay.
Mike Tomlin ran offense a certain way and was able to get the most out of Justin Fields. Kyler Murray, the idea that Kyler Murray, like for Sonny's sake, just the worst quarterback ever. He sucks. He doesn't. He may not have, maybe he's not living up to a number one pick. That's fine. Maybe you think he doesn't have a great attitude. That's fine. But the idea that he is the worst diva in the world because he doesn't get it to my guy, I completely reject.
Well, I think that's a big
You
part.
always
Is you
go
can't-
there.
You got,
don't
no,
care
wait,
if he
wait,
gets
but
it to
see,
my
but
guy.
it's okay for him. Obi, it's okay for him to be wrong because if you have a Marvin Harrison on your football team, you do whatever you got to do to get him the ball, and that is where he's lacking. His superstars out there, and he won't throw the ball to him. He won't throw the ball. Now you have Jacoby Brissett, who has realized, I got a superstar on my football team. His name, Marvin Harrison. Maybe I'll throw it to him. And I'll even throw it deep. I'll throw it deep to him. And guess what? Amazing how that works. When you throw it to your superstar, you win football games, or at least play better as a football team as well. He's brought his team together. Kyler Murray has never brought his team together. Jacoby Brissett has done it in 3 games as a backup quarterback who has never been the guy that has the potential of a Kyler Murray. Maturity and respect for the players have in him compared to Kyler Murray. It's out the door. They don't respect Kyler Murray because he does not respect the game enough to do what he has to do to be a successful quarterback in the NFL. And Bryce, you can't tell me that he's been successful as a head. If that was the results of your football team and he was on the Steelers, you would have ran him out of town about 3 years ago, I think.
I would say this about Kyler. Well, first, I think Mike Tomlin would be putting him in better situations to win.
That's true. Yeah.
So I think
Justin Field.
I think he would be a little bit. He'd be a little bit more consistent. Okay, I think they would run an offense that fit what he could do, maybe a little bit more on the conservative side. Sonny, my problem with you and Obi, and it's been consistent, is that Obi's being very, very, very measured. He's being consistent. That has not always been the argument. That's all I'm saying. The argument has drifted and gone off the rails into old men yelling at the cloud about Kyler Murray, and that's where I just draw the line. I'm not going to act like this guy is the worst
Call me old?
Cardinals or anything the way that you guys have talked about him. That's where I
You
draw
call
the
me
line.
old. How dare you?
Yeah. Well, when everyone's a diva who acts with any type of personality, yes, you both sound old.
Yeah, but
He is a
we
diva.
may be old, but we're right. See, that's the difference. We're old, but we're right. It usually works out that way,
That's it.
especially when it comes to the divas of the sport.
Everyone's boss. If you have any type of charisma, you're a diva. You're a diva, boss.
Oh,
If you
hold
act
on.
like
I love
you
Terrell
you're a
Owens.
diva.
I love Terrell Owens. You want to know why I love Terrell Owens? Because he, week in, week out, put it on the line as a great football player. He proved it week in and week out. The ones that we bash on don't prove it.
Obi, did you love
every
Terrell
week.
Owens?
No.
I did.
Right, because he didn't like his attitude. Now,
I just thought he was a diva.
granted, you know what's interesting?
I don't
If
like
you
I
research,
didn't say
you don't hear that from his teammates.
Absolutely.
Young teammates.
That's why I never believed he was a diva.
You don't hear from his teammates, but boy, you yellers at the cloud, you can't. There's no convincing you. That guy.
Chad
I
Ochocinco.
want to pause right here. I want to propose a scenario to Bryce.
Okay.
Then I gotta go.
And this scenario was true a year or two ago when this guy signed his new contract.
Okay.
Now, I want you to take all of your bias and all this other crap that you've been saying about this player.
It's spicy today.
If your
Wow.
Pittsburgh
He
Steelers,
has been.
your Pittsburgh Steelers
Yeah.
had a quarterback that you had to put in their contract, that they had to study the game, what would you say?
I would say that's a problem.
Here you go. All right, man. I gotta get going. I gotta leave it there.
Man,
There
I'm gonna
you go.
lose. I'm gonna lose both of them at the same
That's not
time.
the argument, but I'll let you get the
gotta
last
go.
word. That's fine.
Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Always
Look,
on
he
the
just
couch.
said he's out.
He bailed out in case you say you fired him up again. So that being said, good to see you, Bryce.
Good to see
Thanks
you,
for
fellas.
joining us
Enjoy
here on the
football.
Couch Potato Sports Show. We always appreciate Bryce in Brooklyn. So that being said, we lost all of our regulars unless
Well, let me tell you what, Sonny. Let me tell you what. Bryce is full of shit in a handbag, my friend. That's how Murphy ain't worth the goddamn garbage that are picked up on sidelines.
Yeah, he's so bad that they don't even pick up the garbage that they leave on the side. They don't even the garbage man don't even want the garbage he puts out each and every week.
Oh,
So you know that's
right.
exact.
You know what?
that
And
said,
I wish I'd mentioned this earlier. In his first year, they put a camera on him while he was on the sidelines and he was playing a fucking video game.
who was this? Was that
Kyler Murray sitting on
I
the
don't-
sidelines playing a goddamn video game in the middle
Are
of a
you sure?
football
Are
game.
you sure? I'm just like because
I wanna say
those
it's true.
they got tablets. You know.
Yeah, I
for-
know, but this kind of looks
I'm
like a
like,
Game Boy.
and you're wondering if it was a video game more so than the playbook.
Yeah.
But anyway,
No, it wasn't the playbook because the motherfucker don't know how to read.
well, that part I don't know about.
Ah, man, I'm telling you what, I've got a hard on for him so bad I can't stand it. I really do, because I think he's the laziest fucking quarterback in the goddamn game.
Some people would agree with you that is an issue, but at the same time, when you look at who he is, okay, it's a consistent. When it comes to football games and what a guy does week in and week out, and when it's consistent, sometimes it's like me when I get up in the morning. When I get up in the morning, I walk over to that coffee pot and I make me a pot of coffee. I do that every single day. That's what Kyler Murray does. He does it every single day, every single game. And that's where, and sometimes you just got to call him out. See, that's where the difference between me and most people. I'll say Geno Smith sucks. Podfathers say, well, he's adequate. No, he's not adequate. He sucks. I mean, let's not sugarcoat it. This guy's not a good football player, and stop calling him adequate because he's not. But here's the thing. There are a lot of people we can talk about being adequate, and they are, okay? And what they're doing is taking the guys that are adequate and dummying it up and making it look bad, watering it down with the Kyler Murrays, Geno Smith, and guys that we talk about from week in and week out, to where you look at adequate and go, well, they're not really adequate. But they really are. But you've got Geno Smith, Kyler Murray, and other guys that we can go on and on about. So that's the reason why it just drives me nuts. If they suck, they suck. If they don't, they don't.
But, you know, it all boils down to first downs. You know, and if they can get a first down, that's, 3 or 4 yards here, 3 or 4 yards there. But when I watch him, he's a lazy ass quarterback. I'm sorry, motherfucker. Well, I know this guy ain't open, but we're gonna throw anyway. Shit like that, or he throws into double coverage all the freaking
But
time.
he does that, and that's another. That comes from studying the game and who you are and what you're about. And what you're about is what I would say most of that is. What are you about as an NFL quarterback? It's what you see week in and week out on the consistence, and that's the reason why you won't be able to convince me he is a good quarterback. I'm not even going to say he's adequate, because his record and his attitude and how he plays from week in to week out define who he is. Even though we might be the old guy saying, "Hey, get off my lawn," but the proof is in the pudding and what we see each and every week. So that's usually the way.
I don't think he's worth the money.
Well, and then you have the argument about the money and whether or not he deserved it and what went on during the contract negotiations. I got news for you. That story about him and the fact that they had that in the contract that he needed to study was one story that they really, really did not want to get out, because of the effect of it and the perception of what he is. So it's not really a perception; it is what he is, because the Cardinals were putting it in a contract, and then they had to back out of it. Remember that when we don't want to hurt his feelings. We might not ever see what potential he might have. Sometimes you just gotta say what it is, and in this case, the Cardinals felt like he wasn't doing it. These are the guys that pay him, and they're saying, no, he's not putting it together. By the way, I love that Buc-ee's T-shirt you got on. And there's not even a Buc-ee's in your area, is there?
No, this one's from Daytona Beach.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, so
I was down visiting my friend John, and we stopped at two. We stopped at one in Biloxi and in Daytona.
And how much did both of those cost you?
Probably 35, 40.
Each one?
35, 40. Yeah. They are what they are.
That place is a walking mall out in the middle of nowhere with cool stuff.
Let me tell you what.
And not only that, and cool food too. They have a turkey. They have a turkey sandwich that's out of this world.
Oh, that smoked turkey is the bomb, man. Everything about it. We don't have any not in Illinois, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think there is one in Illinois. I think they're in the process about ready to do it.
But that meat is tender.
Oh, yeah.
And they pile it on. They're not afraid to feed you over there. And they feed you for like $8.
All right, quick update, because I forgot we even
anywhere anymore.
Nope. Quick update on the game. I forgot they even had a game going on right now. The Indianapolis Colts are taking on the Atlanta Falcons in the second quarter. It is 14-13 in favor of Atlanta. I was on the Indianapolis Colts in this game. As far as, with the picks and everything. The Indianapolis Colts are a good football team, but I will say this is the game that might define who they really are, because the Atlanta Falcons, even though they're okay and they are good, if they come out and do not make this come out and play this game and win, like everybody in the Pick'em League has picked, everybody is on Indianapolis. If they drop this game, there's going to be talk about, well, are they really as good as they are? We'll hear the creepings depending on the performance of Daniel Jones. Is Daniel Jones from the Giants now showing up for him here in the last 2 weeks? We'll hear those stories. So that's going to be an interesting game to watch for the rest of the show. They're in the second quarter, so they'll have the halftime. We're on for another hour. It'll take us up to 11 o'clock. So that being said, 11 o'clock our time, it'll take you up to noon Dennis's time. So that being said, we might as well let's talk about the games, as we only talked about a few. So let's go ahead and move on to those games. Let me just hit this button. All right, the game's up online. Next one on tap: the Buffalo Bills and Miami Dolphins. Now, granted, I don't think anybody has a lot to say about this game. We know who the better football team is. I don't think anybody will go on Miami unless they're trying to be on the island and see if they can go ahead and get the island game and try to work it that way.
It ain't going to be me. It ain't going to be me.
I'm going to get the pick, man. I'm going to get the pick. But that being said,
last week, Chris, it was horrible.
Yes.
I was having trouble getting my link up. My picture. I got 3 games last week. Boy, I'm really raking them in.
Yeah, I remember you were so mad you couldn't get the picks in. You didn't really need to. No, I'm just saying. But that being said, yeah. Buffalo is in Miami though, and I will say this is, and I called this game about 4 years ago. No one gave the Miami Dolphins an opportunity to win the game against the Patriots. Tom Brady went down there and laid an egg, and the Miami defense showed up in that game. So I was on the island on that game, and I just said it. There's just something about Miami at home against the Patriots. They have a hard time. Buffalo doesn't have that problem, so I'm not worried about it. So there's not a
I think before it's over, that Buffalo game is going to be a dead issue.
Yeah, well, I think they're going to blow them out of the water is what's going to happen. And the fact they haven't fired their head coach yet, but they fired the GM, makes me wonder, are the Miami Dolphins ownership actually thinking it wasn't and is not the coach's fault or problem? That scares me to even think about that, what the thought is about, well, the mindset of that thought in reality in this game, or for the Dolphins.
You guys mentioned it earlier in the show that the coach has just become a pawn in the goddamn upper scheme of things.
Yes, that's not.
They're only doing what they can do because
sometimes what they're told to do.
Well, yeah, but you can't be that openly defiant in football. They will get rid of your ass.
Yep. Today they will. Go back, go back 10 to 15 years ago. You're not seeing this. You're seeing the hard-nosed coaches. You're seeing those guys that are saying, hey, it's my way or the highway. I don't care about your feelings, kind of thing. So it's just, we've seen this just within the last 15 years. Since we started doing this show 16 years ago, there's been a change from football to that day to where we are today, to where we talk about things that we wouldn't have even come close to talking about.
It's the pussification of the NFL,
and that could be it. And maybe I am as much as I am a blue collar guy. The fact of the matter is, and it has been this way for a long time. Whoever has the money runs what's going on. And
since the world began, son.
But now we have coaches or owners now more so too involved in their football team in order for them to be successful because of their wants and their lack of intelligence in what football is and how it's ran and what it takes to be successful. So they just don't have the experience these coaches have, as they spent these coaches have been coaching football and playing football their whole lives. Ownership hasn't.
There's no doubt about
ownership
it.
Doesn't. Now, that being said, Jerry Jones was a football player, but after he was done playing football, he didn't continue on. He didn't continue to be a coach. He didn't, go into the. I don't think he played in the NFL, but he played in Arkansas. That's where he's from. He was a Razorback, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not mistaken. He was a Razorback. So he didn't take one step. So he stopped at college. These coaches have been doing it their whole lives, playing football games and being coaches. Now the difference today is you got McDaniel, who's down in Miami. This guy played high school football, maybe played a little college. Okay. But the type of game that he calls is a new age based upon analytics instead of based up on proof of the pudding of what football is.
Yeah, and you just said it, man. They have factored in every stat on every play. It's almost, a good example is when they have the stat that the game's going to be won by 35% because of the stats in the game, and the stats are right at their fingertips. Where in the old days you had to go back and look that shit up,
and you had to keep it in your brain because you didn't have it on the sideline, unless you had somehow had it written
you got
down.
fucking reams of fucking notebook paper because you got all these fucking stats, and now they're right there.
Now it's on the computer right in front of them, on a tablet, So
another good example of that is the 10 yards in which you get to the next set of downs. They're not even putting the sticks out anymore. They're doing it right there on the field.
Right.
With technology.
The electronic,
They're not
good point. Yeah.
The only reason the sticks are up is so the people that are playing the game have an idea of where they're at.
Yes. Because they have been taken out of the game. They don't do it. I think there is a case where it is, but they pretty much 100% knocked that out, which, by the way, interestingly enough, no one has really complained about that. I mean, I haven't heard it. I keep track. I watch sports. I watch sports news, and I have not heard one complaint about that new technology part of the game.
Well,
and that technology, by the way, is not new.
The reason they're not is the accuracy of it.
Yeah, exactly. And that goes, it's that technology is not new. That started in tennis with the sidelines and the lines of where it is. That started in Wimbledon, baby. But obviously it's a lot bigger field and a lot bigger things that they got to keep track of. So as technology improved, and here we are, we're seeing it in the NFL. So,
no, it's actually the technology in the NFL anymore is just astounding. Just a quick thing about cameras. I mean, how many cameras are on that football field now?
Yep. And not only that, how many cameras are real small that have a great picture in order for them to be used?
The goal line is a good example. Those little cameras that are on the pylon.
Yep.
You can see everything. And the technology, and that camera couldn't be no bigger than your thumbnail.
Yep.
So real simple.
Yep. So technology's changed the game. I mean, the fact of the matter, it's changed the game. And
absolutely.
Interestingly enough, you've got something to
more precise. Definitely more precise.
And the funny thing about that, and the reason why they want it that way, is not because of the accuracy of the game. That was put into place in reality because gambling. It has to be right because of gambling. One play will mess up everything. So they brought those in for the gambling side, and now they're involved with the gambling. So you got everything running in. It's just a big mess. But we're going to sit and watch football all day on Sunday.
The internet is still the final frontier. There is a lot wrong with the internet. We all know that. You take somebody with an average computer, and they got stuff on their computer that people wouldn't dream of having on their computer. But the way they track you, the way they bill you, they fucking give you advertising out the ass, And if it wasn't for that, you buy a toaster, you fill out the warranty card, you're screwed. Because you belong to everything that has to do with bread and toasters. I mean,
or just in general, whoever buys that information. So, of course, that's the reason why I have a throwaway email where if they need anything, they get that throwaway email. So I'm not. It's bad enough I can't tell.
Yahoo is a good example of that. I don't use Yahoo as a rule. I only do it because it's where the picks are.
Yep.
No, I don't
So,
go to Yahoo every day. No fucking way.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Now that
All right.
that granny porn. Now that's something special there, Chris.
All right. Yeah. Let's not
those are the
go
girls
down
that did not
that
plan
road.
for their future.
Yeah. Let's not go down that road. That being said, the Chicago Bears are in
The Chicago
action.
Bears.
The
Chicago Bears.
The Bears, and let's find out who
The Bears.
One person thinks about the Bears. There you
Hello,
go.
my friends, and welcome to another game preview and prediction for our beloved team, the Bears, who host their only home game this October, this Sunday, against the New Orleans Saints. The Bears are in the midst of a 3-game winning streak, and while it may seem to the very weary fan who is around my age that this maybe hasn't happened in a decade or more, the truth is that we had a 3-game winning streak last year as well from weeks 4 through 6. Then after the bye, the Hail Mary game happened and we all remember the rest. But as the coaches in brass at Hallis Hall will be quick to remind you, this here is a new team. And guess what? The Bears are the only team this season through their first 5 games to average over 21 points a game. You heard that correctly. The land of the monsters of the Midway, the team that historically when we've been any good, we were carried by the defense, is the only team to average over 21 points a game for their first 5. The Ben Johnson effect. And just think of the possibilities once he grows the stash. Good, better, best. Never let it rest. Wear a stash and a sweater. And we'll win all the rest. 1, 2, 3. Go Bears! Woo! Where am I? Woo! Ah, yes. The Saints lead this year's series all time by a tally of 19 wins to 15 losses. And the Saints have won the last 8 matchups, meaning you have to go all the way back to 2008 with Kyle Orton leading the way at quarterback to find our last victory over New Orleans. But the offense for the Bears keeps improving, and the Saints are giving up on average right around 27 points a game so far. So, with all that in mind, here's my prediction for the game. Barring Kellen Moore stepping down and being replaced with Ditka for this matchup, I'm gonna say the Bears will score their highest point total yet of the season this Sunday, and will win this game 172 to -3. Let's go! The Bears are back. Enjoy the game, my friends, and I'll see you in song after this one's done. Go Bears!
So the Bears.
The Bears.
That guy cracks me up, by the way.
He does.
I bring him in every once in a while, and but that being said, it is the Giants, and this one here, they are playing in Chicago. So, what's your take upon what you think you'll see here? You got the Bears. You know, their winning streak. Okay, is 5 of 6. So, look at
last week's game was just a circus. Last week's game.
Who?
It was for the Bengals. Remember, they played the Bengals, and it was 47-41 at the end, I believe. It was a really high
47-42.
game.
Yep.
And good God, man, I thought, I took the Bengals in that game, and man, I got shown up, and it was really fucking harsh.
Yeah, that defense
Bears
was
just
bad.
Whooped all over their asses and just dominated that game. So, with that being said, Chicago is on a momentum go. They're on a momentum. They're getting ready to go. So I think, and Giants, not slouches by any means, but So yeah, I'm thinking the Giants are going to lose this one.
Well, that being said, the Chicago Bears had they played one of the worst defenses in the NFL. One of the worst. So you got that in mind. You got the Bears, by the way, who are first in the league in turnover differential, which is 13. So the Bears defense comes to play usually. Now that's something that is normally the Bears. Now we haven't seen that a lot, but that being said, they're there. So turnovers are going to be a big part of this football game in reality. So when you see sacks, when you see what can end up where the Bears are, they're up there. But when you look at the New York Giants, they're not the Bengals. The Bengals are down at the bottom of everything, and where the New York Giants are, they're right about in the middle when it comes to overall stats on the defensive side of the ball. So they're two different football teams, Bengals and Giants, defensively. The question is what kind of offense is going to show up?
Chicago.
Huh?
It's going to be cool up there. The winds are going to be up a little bit. But that's Soldier Field.
Yeah, but at the same time, the Giants are, at MetLife. It's an open field, open thing too. So they're not necessarily a team that doesn't play in the cold. They play in the cold all the time because of the stadium. It's not like it's a dome over there for the Giants. It's a MetLife is wide open. So they both know how to play in that kind of weather, I would think. Now, the winds might be something that the Giants aren't used to, but I don't think Caleb Williams would necessarily be used to it in reality, seeing how he's only played 2 years in the NFL for the Bears. But this one was a tough one. I was trying to figure out who I'm going to pick, and why I'm going to pick him is probably was the next question. But I'm going to go with the Bears this week. To continue what they've been doing. Ben Johnson experiment is working really good right now, anyway. But if it was any of the better teams in the NFL, I don't know how I can just think about taking the Chicago Bears in the game. But it is the Giants, so I'm going to go Bears. Are you going Bears?
Bears.
Right. Bears up on that side. So.
A cheeseburger and some fries with some gravy on top, buddy, and you got a goddamn good football game.
That doesn't sound like a bad idea for me to have for lunch. Some French fries with some cheese on top.
Oh man, you're talking heaven, man.
That just sounds good. But I got Barrow's pizza last night, so I'm having Barrow's for lunch today. I
think the only reason you even go there is because they give you food.
Well, Barrow's, I think it's the best pizza around, so that's the reason why I go. Hey, if Little Caesars had the best pizza that I like, I would go there, but they don't.
Yeah,
Barrow's has the best.
I've had Walmart pizza better than that.
You need. Did you start drinking again? I think you did. All right. So,
man, I had to. They're so bad they closed ours.
Yeah. So that being said, the Baltimore Ravens are in action today, and they're taking on the Minnesota Vikings. And so the wonder, at least in my mind, are the Baltimore Ravens the team we saw last week? Or are they the team that we saw within the first 6 weeks of the season? And I say the same thing because Tom McManus, it just makes me mad because, the Jaguars are 5-3, but really are they the team that has won 5 games, or are they the team that lost 3 games in reality? What are they in reality? Well, the team is lucky. I kind of think they're the 3 of the 5-3 more so than the 5 of the 5-3. Same thing with the Baltimore Ravens. With the injury and everything that's going on, and the Minnesota Vikings coming to town, what's your take up on this one as far as that game is concerned?
Well, you're right about the first maybe 4 games. You're going, what are we go into 4 games kind of shitty, and then we get to the point where you win some, and then you go, well, maybe they're going to turn it around. and people may be having expectations that are not there. But ask any Dallas fan; they don't think that their team is anything less than a Super Bowl team. But Baltimore, I think will pull this one out. I think they're going to be able to pull this one out.
My only question: the Minnesota Vikings defense is spot on. I'm not worried about their defense. I think they show up. They're at home. So they got all that side. The question is, will J.J. McCarthy do enough against that defense? And again, what defense will show up for the Baltimore Ravens today? That's going to be the big question. And so this was a pick'em game in mind. So whenever I have that thought, I take the home team. Now, granted, that don't always work. We see that all day long. But I think the defense is just that good in Minnesota that they might be able to stop the Baltimore Ravens. But if they can't stop the Baltimore Ravens, it'll then be how many times can they stop them? And will J.J. McCarthy get enough to score? And they got one of the best wide receivers in the NFL on that football team, and he started going back to him immediately last week, and we saw what they can do. So I'm going to go on the potential of the offense of J.J. McCarthy based upon what I've seen in the Baltimore Ravens defense up to this point, except for last week, because last week they actually played well. Whether or not they'll do it for 2 weeks in a row, I guess that's going to be the story of the game.
Yeah. I think it's I'm sure the line's about 3 on that one. So, I don't think there's going to be any blowouts by any means. And
no, I don't think so
be
either.
A close game. It'll probably be at least, God, I preach this all the time. Field goals don't win football games. I said it a million times. And if we're going to do that, and that's what, especially in Minnesota, they have to kick field goals instead of getting touchdowns.
That's a good point, and that's a good point, and that's the reason why you see the line at 4.5 in reality. So they're giving them that field goal, right? They're saying, and we'll still be able to win you. That's what that line is saying in reality. We'll give you that field goal. You're not going to win the game. Because that extra 1.5 makes a big difference in reality when it comes to that game. But I like defense. I like to see defense, and we also then have to ask the question: what we saw last week as far as Lamar Jackson, how did he heal up? He came back from injury. So how did that game make him feel going into this one? Was he really ready to go in the play? It looked like he did, but did he really?
His hair looked good.
That's something to think about. So, yeah.
His hair looked good. How do you sleep with all that in your head? It'd be jangling.
It's just what I got going on. But I will tell you this. The next game up on tap, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home against the New England Patriots. Okay, now, that being said, of course, that's the name of the show. We are seeing the New England Patriots and teams from last year. Let's just put it up. The New England Patriots are there. They're 7-2 this season. Last year, they were 4-13. We have a dramatic turnaround for this football team. I kind of sometimes wonder, is this a real representation of what the Patriots really are? More so than who they really are. So I wonder if this is the team. But you got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a totally different football team. They've been kind of consistent for the last few years. We're seeing Baker Mayfield win football games that they normally lost in Cleveland, and look what he's done since he left Cleveland. He's kind of turned his career around, and that is it.
Really has. You know what? When he first started being a quarterback, I want to say it was for the Browns, if I ain't mistaken.
It was.
He was so immature. He really was. I hated his guts because of his attitude. But if you look at a quarterback who's really matured over the last 10 years, he's the man right there. That man knows exactly what's going on that field. There's no ego on the field no more, arrogance, none of that. It's professional football.
Exactly. And he is the one that some of the divas in the NFL could learn from in reality, because he started out that way. Like you said, he was that diva. He had the reputation, but the way he looks, the way he talks, the way he acts, it's like a total 180 in reality.
He got it early enough to save his career.
Yep, and the contracts are going to keep coming with the money because of the success, which, by the way, I always said it, and I'll say it again. It's going to be like my weekly thing, like Frank Gore is not a Hall of Famer. The fact that the Cleveland Browns let this guy go was probably their biggest mistake. But you have to ask yourself at that time, were the Cleveland Browns part of that problem? Because he went down to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and we're talking a total different player, a total different coaching staff, total different mindset when you got that going on. And when you go to a football team and you're backing up the GOAT, you tend to learn things. So, and that's exactly what I think we're seeing in Baker Mayfield. Now, is what he's doing today going to be good enough to get the victory today? I kind of wonder. I don't know. He's a guy that can bring his team back, and that's one of the big differences in this game. How they end up, if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers get off to a lead, I'm almost afraid for them. But if they're down a little bit in the fourth quarter, what they've been doing so far this year in the fourth quarter to get the wins, it might be enough. But I'm just wondering, which Patriot team are they? This one, I don't know if I trust it, but it's a Mike Vrabel deal. The new head coach of this football team, out with the old Jalen Mayo, in with the new, both former players. It's obvious who they respected more in reality, and what you're seeing in the 7-2 Patriots compared to Gerard Mayo last year.
That's going to be a fun one to watch today, I think.
Mm-hmm. That's my number two game. That's my number two. Steelers, Chargers, number one. This one's my number two. My number three are Eagles, Green Bay, which we'll get to, but that's Monday night. But yeah, I think this one's going to be a real fun one to watch.
Yep.
So who you got in this one? Who are you going to take? Are you going to take the Tampa Bay, or are you going to go the Patriots?
I'm going with the Patriots.
I am too. I think they're just playing that much better. I think they're that much of a better football team in reality.
Given what I just said about Baker, he will be he'll be out there tonight. He'll be out there.
He's just
radar sharp anymore.
You know,
he is.
I just want. Yeah, and the only difference in this game, if this game was playing in Foxborough, I'd be on the Patriots. The fact they're not in Foxborough and they're playing in Tampa Bay, I think you got to go, because I think these two teams mirror each other in reality. And usually in those games, I take that home team. So but would it shock me if the Patriots beat them? No, because their defense is a little bit better. But how will they be at the end of the game if Baker has to come back and win the game? So I think that's where I'm kind of looking. So good stuff. Good stuff. Both on Tampa Bay. So you like them, huh?
I do like New England. So this game is probably going to be an either or. Ain't going to be no blowouts or anything. That's for sure.
Well, speaking of where you're going to get the dumpster fire that is going to be playing today, Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans Saints. Now, that being said, yes, I call it the dumpster fire, but I'll tell you, the starting of the season, first 4 games, you looked at Carolina and go, boy, it's going to be a long season for that football team. But what they've done right now, they have won as many games as they did last year under their new head coach. Now, that being said, he's not necessarily anything to home, but there they are. Carolina, they were 5-12. They're 5-4 this year. A little bit different football team. The New Orleans Saints, I just don't know. I know they don't have a quarterback. I know they got a new head coach that in Kellen Moore that's having a hard time figuring out how to put a squad together based upon the fact that the talent is not there, and they've been letting some of it go before the trade deadline. They lost two big players for that football team this week on Tuesday and Monday and Tuesday. Lost offensive lineman, which, by the way, is protecting. I don't even know the quarterback's name. So that right there, I can't pick a football team that starts a quarterback that I've never heard of in reality. I've never heard of the guy. Before they started, never heard of him. I watch football a lot. Never heard of him. Now, granted, I don't watch college football, but if this guy was worth a nickel, I would know who he is. I don't know who he is. I can't pick him. So I'm not going Saints, which tells me I got,
You know why?
Why?
I am. I'll tell you why. They're due.
They're due.
That is the only reason. The team is horrible. But I picked them.
Yeah. Talk about I mean, come on. I mean, the Saints are 1-8.
Hey, I'm fucking fourth and last on this motherfucker. I need some help.
Well, this one you might be on the island with,
I think you're probably right. So, there's one game a week I'm going to do this with. So, this is it.
Yeah. Now, think about this. They haven't won since October 5th against the Giants. They won 26-14. But since then and before then, all they've done is lost games. They've won one game this year. Carolina Panthers.
I have a dream, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I have a dream.
Yeah. How many games in a row could they lose? Well, I think it extends. You think it, and you think it's not going to extend. So, but that one would be a hard pick to go in New Orleans. Not only that, they're on the road, which doesn't help it either. So,
more encouraging to get out there and do good for your buddies.
Exactly.
The last fucking play.
Got to do something. Figure this shit out. And I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen. So that being said, of course, that's the name of the show. We are going to take a break. I've got to hit the thing, but I got Annie, and if you don't know who Annie is, she is a crack up. And we got her for 2 minutes and 42 seconds while I hit the head. Enjoy Annie and this week's NFL head coaching and the things that she just puts together. Watch this. This is funny shit, right?
Well, I hope everyone had a great Halloween. Candy has gotten so expensive. This year I handed out Titans tickets instead. Okay, let's start with... I have a question. Oh, great. Don't you have a quarterback to go ruin or something? Who won the costume contest? Geno Smith. He dressed as an NFL quarterback and no one recognized him. Well... Okay, ours was so much better. We dressed up as Miami Vice. You could pick just one. Where'd you find a Mike McDaniel costume so quickly? That reminds me, we have fight... Well, thank you guys. Chris Greer. Mike, you dialed up a goal line fade to your running back on 4th and 2. That was not that bad. Stephen A's barber has seen a better fade. Do you have any plans to fix this offense at all? Yes. Check to see if Tua might be right-handed. Moving on, Cincinnati, get in here. You have to have the worst defense I have ever seen. Flacco put up 470 yards and you still lost. You know, Jamar said the same thing. We should have the Cowboys play the Bengals and see whose receivers have an emotional breakdown first. It's harder than it looks out there to get the right angle. Is the ankle 90 degrees away from the play? Cincinnati, you've missed 109 tackles for 778 yards. We just have to learn how to wrap up a little bit better. Stephon Diggs wraps up better. Speaking of that, did you see Cardi B was at our game? This might be the first time Raheem Morris wasn't the biggest ass on the field. Drake London scored 3 touchdowns and you still lost. That was our kicker's fault. Between this and the Blue Jays losing, this is not a good week for Drake. What an outstanding week. Yes, congratulations, Chicago. Great win. I was talking about the Packers. What is wrong with you? Like this year or in general? Just get the rest of the NFC North in here. What do you want? Oh, look, it's the team version of Carson Wentz. Look, make fun of us if you want. The Panthers are a very serious team this year. Bring it, Gene Steratore. Well, guys, if you look at the hip movement, you can see there's 1, and that's 2 pumps. That is not a flag. Thank you, Gene. Caleb Williams has more receiving touchdowns than Matthew Golden. Can we just get the play callers in here? Matt, what was up with that awful throw by Jordan? Which one? Okay, next question. Why did you not kick a field goal on 4th and 8? I'm not sure if you noticed, but our kicker sucks. Even Bronny James is making field goals this year. The next screen pass will work, trust me. Have you tried a bubble screen? Great thinking. You two use more screens than Tyreek Hill trying to FaceTime all his kids. Did everyone see Stafford's no-look pass? Daniel Jones threw 3 of them. Okay, can everybody calm down? We're allowed to have bad games. I do, every Sunday. Mike, Indy, Jonathan Taylor had 45 yards. You abandoned the run quicker than Debo when he sees a treadmill. Moving on, congratulations to the Bills for their yearly regular season win. And as always, we'll beat them in the playoffs. You do realize you have to make the playoffs to beat the Bills in the playoffs, right? Lastly, I know a lot of people are canceling YouTube TV for not providing coverage at the Monday Night Football game, but neither did Deron Bland.
All right, so that is Annie. You can catch her each and every week. She cracks me up. And sometimes, well, more often than not, she's right more so than she is wrong. But she puts it in a funny way. And by the way, she's basically the one that has invented what you're seeing out there, because now there are many people that mimic her with her starting to do that. And then, you know, she kind of started the trend that is what you see right there. So congratulations
I like
to her.
sarcastic comedy.
Yes,
Should
exactly.
not. You know, I really do. I think it's funny as hell.
Yeah, she's up on top of it. So that being,
And she does it so nonchalantly. So
yeah. And by the way, people think that even the people she's making fun of think she's funny. So that's another thing up on top of it. Something to laugh about as far as that is concerned. But all right,
but
that's going to take
the
us
only
back
thing
into
that
the
I'm
game.
going to criticize her for, and it's a very minor, is she won't answer my email.
Oh yeah, I understand. She's not calling.
No.
Yeah,
Is it me?
Unbelievable. It must be.
Yeah.
It must be. You know, as it is. All right, next game up on board. We got some more games to cover. Not too hard to get through, and we may end a little bit early, but that's part of what we do. Houston and Jacksonville. I've been waiting to talk about this game
Houston
because it is my Jacksonville Jaguars, and
yeah.
I just got a bad feeling about this game.
You got a bad feeling, don't you?
It sounds like a song, got a bad feeling about what is coming. Let's get the band, let's get some drums, and let's figure it out. But Jacksonville, now I haven't had time to talk about my Jacksonville Jaguars since that debacle. Yeah, I said it. I know they won, but they were playing the Raiders, for God's sake. Geno Smith, Raiders. And they had a better chance of winning that game with Kenny Pickett, for God's sake. That being the Raiders. And they let the Jaguars keep this game. If they would have switched Geno when he was hurt, had Kenny Pickett in, they might not have went to overtime, but guess what? They didn't.
They did.
And then the Jaguars got the tie, and then they got the win in overtime. So, am I happy they won? Yeah, of course. It's under the ticks. Am I happy they won? Yes, because normally they lose that game. They figure out a way to piss it away like they always did. So, now, looking at the Jaguars, there's 4 games this season that they would have pissed away, and they'd be 1-7 just like anybody else. And that sucks. My football team has, I won't say they're bad because the record says differently. And yes, sometimes you gotta
bad.
They're not as bad.
They're not horrible like they usually are.
Yeah, they're not as bad as the Jets. They're not as bad as the Saints. Do I put them as a good football team? I'll say yes, but they could be dumb at the same time. So figuring that out, and the fact that they're taking on the Texans, who don't have C.J. Stroud, the starting quarterback, in the lineup, I'm still taking the Houston Texans. Mills is a good backup quarterback, probably one of the most underrated backup quarterbacks in the NFL. Okay? They call him Stretch because of his neck. He's got a long neck. I mean, so when you watch the game, you'll see it. And that's because he can see over the line, unlike Kyler Murray, who don't have a neck and he can't see over the line. So he's a little bit taller and he can see up here and he can get the ball downfield. He can throw the ball deep, and he's good. And I'm telling you, this is the game the Jaguars are going to lose. This is a game where the Jaguars should go in there. They should be the better team. They don't have their starting quarterback. Immediately, you win this game if you're a good football team. The problem with the Jaguars, they're flirting with the fact that they are good sometimes. And the problem is, I just don't trust it. And that's what it is about the Jaguars. I don't trust them. I think they're the 3 of the 5-3 more so than they're the 5 of 5-3. And I think today the 3 shows up and they go to 5-4. And then I can say, I told you so, because the simple fact of the matter is there are a lot of people on my Jacksonville Jaguars because of the fact that C.J. Stroud is not starting this football game. But here's where they're going to lose it. It has nothing to do with the quarterback today. The defense for the Houston Texans is one of the top 3 in the NFL in every single category. Not 1, not 2, not top 3 in all of them. So when you're about ready to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars at home and you got that defense and you haven't, there's an adequate quarterback. David Mills, he's an adequate quarterback. This is the guy that could start on a crappy football team. Maybe not the best, but he could be anywhere. He's in Houston because he wants to be, by the way, just to let you know. Now, of course, they traded him. He's got to go. But this guy could have been signed to 3 different teams in the offseason this year, and he chose Houston. And that being said, he's happy. He's a home. Jaguars are in trouble. They're going to lose this game.
Some people
they are going to
play football than be on a winning team.
Exactly. Oh, look. So I gotta ask. Well, why there? Did you pray for me today? Did you pray for me, Father?
Well,
I mean, I know you were in church.
I was praying and bursting the flames out there. Oh my God. No, that's cool. I mean, it's the first time I ever went to. I mean, I've gone to a black funeral before. This is my first ever black, church to go to. Man, they get.
Oh, you got a show. Yeah, you got a show. You got. I got it.
If it was Baptist, you got the show. When I was in radio in the 80s, boy, we used to broadcast it. They rock and roll in there, boy.
Well, I gotta tell you, they got better wrestling from promos than we do.
Yeah, no kidding, right? How many? Did you get any holy rollers in there today?
No, but
no. Is it a Pentecostal church?
I'm not sure what denomination this church is really. It's called the Tabernacle of Praise. Is what it's called. So, I mean.
I would lay odds it's a Pentecostal. So congratulations. That's the best one to go to.
I mean, it's a lot of fun.
You know what? The Pentecostals are the Walmart of churches, okay? Where you can go grocery shopping and get a show. Pentecostal church, same damn way. God, this ain't clouds.
Boy, you might go to hell. You might go to hell for that
I might
comment.
go to hell and get struck by lightning.
Because ain't nothing good come out of Walmart.
There you go. But all right, so let's back up. We're talking about the Jaguars, but I'll back up since you're here and talk about some of the games and get a quick look at what you think that is going on in them. Okay, you want? So we'll start off with Buffalo and Miami. What was your take on that?
It's a divisional game. Buffalo needs to win it to at least stay where they need to be in the division. Plus the fact, the idea right now is the more wins you get and the more losses the Chiefs get, the better you are at your playoff berth right now. So, I mean, I think if the season ended today, wouldn't Buffalo just get a wild card? Hello. Can you hear me?
I think he froze up.
I froze. It's my dial-up. My dial-up is not working very well.
Your dial-up.
Your dial-up.
No. If the season ended today, Buffalo gets a wild card, right?
Right now, yes, correct. Matter of fact, I got that placard right here. Hold on. Boom, there it is. This is if the season ended now, this is where they'd be.
Okay, so right now, Buffalo needs this win because A, it's a divisional game. B, it keeps them in the playoff hunt, and the more that they stay in it, the more the Chiefs stay out of it. So you have to look at it that way. So I think Buffalo wins this game. Miami's got issues. Miami's got major issues already. So yeah, I mean, a lot of teams right now have a lot of different issues, but Miami's got their own issues going. So
yep. The season ended.
Go ahead.
If the season ended now, the Chiefs would not be in the playoffs. So there you go.
Right.
And you're right. That's a good thing.
It is a good thing.
So, all right. So who are you taking?
Buffalo.
I'm just joking. I heard you say Buffalo. I was just giving you hell. Yeah. All right. So the interesting game. Baltimore at Minnesota. Minnesota. Their defense is pretty good. Baltimore's not. Baltimore's offense is pretty good. Minnesota's maybe not. I don't know. What's your take upon this one?
I think the Ravens need this game because the Ravens they started very, very flat in the beginning. They're kind of finding their steam a little bit. Lamar Jackson's getting either he's getting healthy or he's getting comfortable, one or the other. And when that happens, good things happen for Baltimore. So I'm going to go Baltimore on this one.
I just wonder how he ended up that game at the end, because he came back as his first week back. He had a pretty good week. What did the week back present to him and how he's doing going into this game? Of course, we'll never know because they lie about the injury reports all the time. So, I by the way, I took Minnesota and DC, the boss, took Baltimore. So the next game up on board was Tampa Bay and New England. I felt this one was a really interesting one. Tampa Bay at home, but New England, 7-2. They're not, I don't know. The stats and the numbers in this one don't lie as far as the Patriots are concerned.
Listen, I just came out of church, and trust me, those people in New England, they believe, baby. They believe that this team's going to do it. You know what I'm saying? I believe I picked the Patriots. I could be wrong, but I think I picked them. If not, then I'll go back and check it. Playing at home is going to be a good advantage for Tampa Bay, but then, they had last week off, right? Yes,
Tampa Bay was on the bye last week. And that, by the way, that's another reason why I picked them, and they're at home.
They can come out flat, though. I mean, it doesn't take much for a team to come off a bye and just be flat when they come out. And plus, you got New England right now, kind of riding a hot hand. I mean, it could be a firestorm when the Tampa Bay comes home too. So we'll see. I'm gonna go to. I think I went Patriots though. So I don't have my
Right.
my games picked in front of me. So
Now, Carolina and New Orleans, I don't know if you have a lot to say about it.
no, I have nothing to say about that.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
sorry.
just tell me who.
Sorry, bro. I know this is your team right now, guys. Oh, right now. I mean, they're beating teams that they need to beat, and I mean, has Bryce Young found it yet? Probably not, but at least he's getting that confidence that he needed. So I'll give him that. So give me the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, Carolina on that one as well. And next game, we just got done talking about it. Houston and Jacksonville. Houston starting the backup quarterback, no C.J. Stroud. The Jacksonville Jaguars, inconsistent as they can be. What's your pickup on this one as David Mills gets the start for the Houston Texans?
Well, Jacksonville may be inconsistent on their play, but they're being pretty consistent about winning. So I mean, that team has something they haven't had in a long time, and I hate to bring the church thing into it, but they got a lot of faith right now. They got a lot of faith in this team and that coach, and right now that is something they've never had. I mean, not for a long time at least.
Good
so,
point.
and I know Hunters, he's out for the time being. They went and got Jacoby, what's his name, and from the guy from the receiver from
Jacoby Myers. He used to play from the Raiders and for the New England Patriots.
Okay.
To make up for Travis Hunter.
Full description. I know. I said all that. You just reiterating the shit that I just said. So, but anyway, I'm gonna go Jacksonville on this. I don't believe in Houston this year. Houston has not done enough for me to want to believe in them.
Gotcha. So being on the top 3 on every defensive stat, that doesn't impress you? You don't feel good about it?
Well, the Cowboys are number 1, 2, or 3 on offensive stats, and look where that got them.
Well, that might be one of the most valid points that you might have said since I've known you. That's a very good point.
You just don't listen to me. That's your problem.
Yeah, well, that could be, but you know what?
Hey, the best way to look at a team with the best defensive stats, look at the Commanders. The Commanders had the best defense going for a long time, right? And they were never really in the hunt throughout the entire season until just recently, or except for this year.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, they've always been a top defensive team, but they never had the record to go with it. So I just look at the Texans and go, they got to score on offense. They can't do that right now, and with a backup quarterback, I mean, a little handicap for them, but it is what it is. And then I'm gonna go. Was it Jacksonville? Yeah.
Yeah, Jacksonville. Yeah, I think Jacksonville's going to walk out of Houston.
This is total BS.
And that's what they'll be answering to. I really do. And I want them to. By the way, just to let everybody know, I do want the Jaguars to win. That defense. When Trevor Lawrence gets under pressure, he makes god awful passes. It scares me. But that being said,
bad thing is a lot of quarterbacks do that though. I mean, if you go after their quarterbacks and then make them make stupid mistakes like that, I mean, even Patrick Mahomes does that. So I mean, he did that against Buffalo. So it is what it is.
Yeah, but Trevor throws some bad balls. But that being said, next game up, we're now caught up. Seattle is at home taking on the Arizona Cardinals, with Jacoby Brissett where are you, at home?
Yeah, I just got home.
All right, so that being said, Arizona taking on the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. Go ahead, boss.
I don't know. You know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Well, here, let me try to convince you on.
Only because I just despise Arizona. How's that?
What that might be a good one, but say whatever you want about Seattle. First of all, Sam Darnold playing out of his mind. He's definitely taken the route that, man, I used to suck, but now I'm pretty good. Different locations help me out. But the reason why Seattle wins, and I don't know if the Podfather will agree with me or not, is the defense. That's Seattle defense. I think the Houston Texans defense is good. Well, that Seattle Seahawks defense is for real. And the Arizona Cardinals are not going to have an answer to it. And even though they may play well during the game, I don't think it's going to be enough as Jacoby Brissett gets another start for the Arizona Cardinals. Podfather.
What's your question?
Arizona and Seattle.
Give me 1 second. There you go.
Oh, he's going to come in on that line, and they'll bring him in and remove that one. All right, he's back.
I'm going to go Seattle on this. I think Sam Darnold's playing out with mind right now, and he's the thing is, he's got a lot of people like you, Sonny, who thinks that he can't really do it because he's had.
No. I didn't say that. Listen, you didn't hear what I said. Hold on.
What you said.
I know because you obviously you weren't listening. I just said Sam Darnold is a pretty good quarterback.
I know what you said. I know what you said.
BS. Hey, Bobby, that's about enough of that from you.
You done being a horse's ass, or are you just getting started?
No, I just want to make sure you don't say that about me. I didn't say that.
Okay. Anyway, so as Sonny was saying that Sam Darnold's a sucky quarterback. No, look, he's got a lot of doubters out there. Okay, a lot of people remember him early in his career, and they look at last year as oh my God, a miracle happened. It can't happen twice. It can't happen twice for one career. Maybe this is who Sam Darnold is all along. He's a guy that had to learn the system, learn the speed, learn everything. A lot of quarterbacks might be like that too. Plus, he has different people in his ears, not the same guy in his ear all the time. So I think that's a huge plus for him. I'm going to go Seattle. They're playing really good ball, and let's face it. I mean, that NFC West between the Seahawks, the Rams, and the Niners. I mean, you can leave Arizona. You can leave Arizona you want, but they need this win, and they need to beat a team like the Cardinals, who are very beatable. And I know you like Brissett because of what he did to the Cowboys last week, and that you thought he was the best quarterback on their team. Numbers are kind of the same between him and Kyler Murray as far as wins and losses, maybe not in yards, but he is fine. He is finding your receiver though. He is finding that guy.
Absolutely.
So
it makes him a better football team right now.
Maybe,
but not enough today.
No.
Seattle's going to be able to. Seattle's going to get the win. All right. So that being said, the other two teams in the NFC West are going at it. The Rams and San Francisco in San Francisco. But before we get that, you're on Seattle or are you on the Cardinals there, boss?
I'm on Seattle.
He's on Seattle.
You're on Seattle. Gotcha. All right. Let's go to that game. Let's go to this the 49ers and Rams. Who do you got there?
I forget. Give me a second.
I'll spiel mine. I'm on the Rams. They're home. So I like home football games against
they're away.
It's a good point. Why am I picking the Rams?
Because of the Rams.
I think they're a better football. That's what it is.
Well, the Niners beat them early in the year.
Injuries too.
The Niners beat them early in the year, so this can be a get right game for the Rams.
Yep.
But at the same time, maybe the Niners have their number. Maybe this is the team that they have to look at as far as if we're going to show everybody we're going to be the top of the West, we got to beat the best team in the West, and that's the Rams. So I'm going to go Rams though because I think for the Rams this is more like we have to mend our fences for what happened early in the year. So, and
that's a good point.
And a lot of times games like this, divisional games, they always go 1-1. So I mean, it's rare when you see the team blow a team out twice in 1 year. Or not blow them out, but beat them twice in 1 year. So give me the Rams. Give me the Rams.
Boss, Rams 49ers. I know who you're going for.
Well, you're wrong.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding.
I was going to say.
If anything, this game is going to be fun to watch, okay?
Hmm,
You got to give it its due. It's going to be, they're pretty well evenly matched as far as their defense is concerned. But I'm the home team. I've been a Rams fan ever since Lauren Beatty played the Rams in the Heaven Can Wait. Remember that goofy ass movie?
I do remember the goofy ass movie, and it was goofy ass.
Yes, it was.
Go ahead, Podfather. You got the finger up.
Did
normally give me the middle finger, but you use the index. So what you got going on?
Did y'all just touch on the passing of Paul Tagliabue?
Say again?
Did y'all just talk about the passing of Paul Tagliabue, former commissioner of the NFL?
No, when did this happen? Is that breaking news or something?
Breaking news and happened today.
Well, geez, you should.
I don't know if y'all talked about it or not, so that's why I was asking.
I did not talk about it, did not know, but we're consumed here. So
we didn't even know the game was going on in Germany. So let's put it where it's at.
Yeah, but by the way, who won that game? The Indianapolis Colts, they're over in the other side. They're across the pond. They won today, so the Colts did win. Just to let everybody know where that one is. All right, so we're a little over, but that being said, we're almost done. Quick picks, rapid fire. So who you got in this one there, Podfather?
What was the game again?
The game we were talking about.
What you don't even know
today? Hold on, I moved off my page. All right, so we're talking Rams in San Francisco. Who you got? I got Rams.
I said Rams.
Gotcha.
Rams. Everybody's on Rams.
Detroit at Washington. Pretty easy pick in my eyes. Podfather.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer.
The Commanders could have their number. I'm just kidding. No, there's no way in hell. No, I'm gonna go.
What was that, boss?
Oh, me? Oh, that's an easy one. I'm going with Detroit. Do you remember a few years back where I would always be frustrated with Detroit?
Yes.
I was saying those guys were always pulling the rug out from underneath me every week.
Yeah, costing you picks.
So angry.
Costing you picks.
They're good. They're a good football team. So definitely that's a no-brainer.
All right, and then Monday Night Football, the Philadelphia Eagles taking on Green Bay at Lambeau. That's always, at Lambeau. You got to say that because really the fact of the matter is that's a big game. Regardless of the situation.
That used to mean a lot back in the day. Nowadays, not so much.
Yeah. I don't know.
They lost their last game. They lost their last game in a game they could have won easily in Lambeau.
I know, but I'm just saying that's where the football gods live. That's why you got to say at Lambeau, every week, regardless. That's where the football gods are.
However, why do they want to live in Green Bay? I mean, they're gods. Why do they want to say they're gods? Why do they want to stay in Green Bay?
Because that's where the gods.
Why wouldn't they pick a better destination? I mean, Florida's the nicest time of year.
See, this is why it pisses me off. That's why I want to bitch slap this guy. He doesn't necessarily realize Vince Lombardi, the name of the trophy. That's where the football gods live. That's where they live. That's the home of the football
Why would they
gods.
want to live there? I'm only asking. Why would they want to live there?
Philadelphia and Green Bay in Green Bay. Who you got? Good God Almighty.
I wanted to go for the Eagles, but I'm going to pick the. I want to go for the Packers, but I'm going to go with the Eagles.
I want to go with the Packers, but you're going to go with the Eagles. But okay, Or is it the other way around? Because you said both. Which one is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. DC.
Oh my God. I lost interest in this conversation about 20 minutes ago.
We're still trying to figure out why God's got a Green Bay of all places.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, ask Cuervo that question. Why do you guys?
This is the reason why the people in the Super Bowl era don't realize really what the history of the Packers really is. But if they did, they wouldn't say stupid shit like that. But that's all this. I am on the Philadelphia Eagles myself.
Oh well, I'm on Green Bay, so there you have it.
All right, Egghead. What's your pick?
I already told you my pick. Why don't you pay attention?
No, because
God damn it.
He did that on purpose. He said and then in the next breath, literally
I'm not that smart,
switched it in the next breath, and he says,
smart.
"I'm not listening to him." Yeah, geez, Louise. Ay. Yeah, Mike.
Okay, I'm sorry. What's your question?
What is your final pick? Because you want to know
I know I'm smarter than that something.
You're not doing a good job of it, sir. About smart you every way we looked at it. No, look, I've got the Eagles winning.
I got the Eagles too.
I think they'll be lucky enough to win.
All right. You sure?
No. The pick might change tomorrow. We'll see.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it is Monday. Yeah, you get the final minute. Man, I didn't have a good week, and maybe we'll get an upset. I'll switch it really quick.
I mean, again, Green Bay, they're playing at home. They lost last time in Green Bay. You know, that's got to piss them off a lot. I mean, a lot of fans looking at that pick they made with the Cowboys going, are we really getting the value that we wanted from Micah Parsons? I mean, you know, and they're pretty beat up already, so.
Well, they're not losing because of Micah Parsons.
But they're not winning because of him.
He's been playing out of his mind in reality.
But they're not winning because of him. If you're not losing because you're not winning because of him either. You can't be. How many touchdowns did he score? How many touchdowns did he score? How many points?
Anyway, say again.
How many points has Micah Parsons scored this year?
But he's okay. How about the tie that happened? It was because of him stopping them. So he prevented.
It took 5 quarters for him to play. We'll have one good play.
Well, yeah, because it stopped the Packers from losing that.
So you realize a dead Dallas Cowboy has got more points than a live Green Bay Packer, right?
What's the difference?
Well, one's dead and one's alive.
Yeah, okay. It's like, I can't take it. I thought I couldn't take the boss with me anywhere, but I can't take you anywhere. I can't take either one of you. I'll take the boss before I take you. It might be blood, I don't know, but I'll take the boss before I take you anywhere. Well, that's gonna do it.
All right. Well, I got one thing to say about that. How many times have you been in jail because of me?
Me?
No, Sonny.
How many times have I been in jail because of you? Yeah. None. But I could be with him. I could be with this guy. I might have to kill him.
I mean, I've been to jail recently, and that's probably because of Sonny.
Yeah,
it wouldn't have surprised me.
It was Sonny's fault. It was.
You know
I was thousands of miles away from him when it happened. So there.
Well, it wouldn't happen. Then you give me a ride to work, jackass.
Hey, show that to my brother. By the way, show that to my brother. Look at that, DC.
Ouch!
Look at it.
That hurts. That is cool, though.
Are
you gonna? Well, are you gonna put a body on it? I'm kidding. No.
Bobbleheads.
Well, bobblehead. Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. I was in an all-black church, and I almost wanted to find me a James Brown meme or something, of him saying, him doing his Blues Brothers church thing, but I couldn't find it on Facebook. So
Yeah, I like that though. That's cool.
it's pretty cool. I like that.
And
I'm gonna get a broad camera for.
In fact, if I was on a desert island and I had to take 100 albums with me, Briefcase Full of Blues would be amongst the.
That'd be a good one.
I'm telling you, I got it on my phone. I listened to it.
It's way better than Made in America that they came out with years later.
Yeah, I'm telling you what. The funny thing about that particular show is Steve Martin recorded the Wild and Crazy Guy album that night.
Yeah,
they both went #1. Isn't that cool?
That is cool.
That is cool.
Well, if you remember around that time, John Belushi had the #1 movie in Animal House, the #1 album for Briefcase Full of Blues, and the #1 TV show on TV, Saturday Night Live, all at one time.
Yep.
No one else ever done that.
And then you got Animal House and round out the top. And I'll tell you what, him and Aykroyd were making huge jack back in the day.
Oh God.
Yeah, the bad thing is he was too busy spending on cocaine, so you would never know. I'm pretty sure he died broke.
Oh, good Lord, yeah.
Well,
that was on Showtime. That one on Belushi was on Showtime, right? It's good. That is really a really good one.
Well, the interesting thing though is that
one on Showtime.
The interesting thing is in the Blues Brothers movie, they had to put in an allowance for cocaine usage in the contract for the movie for Belushi to keep going. I mean, it's actually unique because to have him film at night and doing all the car scene stuff, he was high as a motherfucker. So
yeah, that is funny though. And Ray Charles is probably knee deep in the hoopla too. I'll tell you that.
Oh
They even let him drive.
If you go back and see who all's still alive from that movie, you got Dan Aykroyd, maybe one or two of the Blues Brothers band members, and that's just about it. Because everybody else, from John Candy to Carrie Fisher to John Belushi to Cab Calloway to Jeff Morris, who was Bob's Country Bunker dude, Charles Napier from Good Old Boys to, all those guys are gone. James Brown, Ray Charles, Aretha Franklin, they're all gone. So
why can't I hear that? Oh man, Marilyn just sent a video of us all together and singing a song, but I can't hear the song. So I'm wondering what happened with that. I wonder what song it was. I'll bring that into it. I'll send it to you offline. But I want to see if
send me the other picture. Send me the bobblehead pictures and the other cartoon pictures of us that you had earlier.
And I'll send over this video that my people put together, but I'm not sure what song it is. But it's something where we all clap at the same time. But all right, so that's going to do it for us. It's time to watch some football, and we will do that. We'll be back on Friday for Friday night. Friday Football Fanatics over from Barrio Brewing Company over at the Mesa Gateway Airport. We'll be doing that again on Friday night. So that's going to do it for us here on the Couch Potato Sports Show. Everybody have a good week. We will check you next time.